My camera's tilting. What the hell? Come on.
Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, this happens, but we'll be back.
Am I here now?
Shotgun the clock. No.
Yeah. If I'm here, I am ready. Oh, let me open my character sheet.
QV on this track, bitch.
It already opened? It's already
Let's
open.
put some gravy on it.
Some
I've got character sheet, coterie sheet.
What is up, chat gang? How's it going, everybody? Good evening, and welcome to another, I suppose it's our second session of Endless Elegy, Second City Blues. I am joined tonight by three. If you were watching the previous vampire game, you'll recognize three brand new faces. I am, of course, the magical Mr. Mephisto, the most dangerous man in the most unreliable narrator in Vampire the Masquerade. Before we get into things and do introduce these fantastic players, I'm going to real quick read our content warning. Actually, cheat and put my reading document in front of my camera, so it's like I'm reading a teleprompter, and I seem super authentic and really good at this. Content warning. The following show takes place in a world of darkness and explores narratives of personal horror. This story is a work of fiction and is not official World of Darkness material. Many of the themes are portrayed from a place of empathy, but may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Episodes may contain coarse language, sexual content, mental and emotional abuse, violence, mental illness, and most certainly blood. Viewer discretion is advised. Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. That's what the little dark pack logo is there. For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com. Thank you for watching Endless Elegy. We hope you've enjoyed the story thus far. The VODs are available right now on Twitch. I'll get them to YouTube within the week. And be sure to like, follow, subscribe, do all of that fine business. You know what to do. It's the internet. If you're here, you probably figure out how to get here, and therefore you know how to click the button. In fact, right now, if you're new to the stream, because we've aggressively been advertising, thanks, Shelly, by the way, click the like button or follow button. Follows are free. In any case, yeah, thank you for joining us. If you want to, you can follow our players here or myself on the interwebs, on social medias. The little @ symbol at the bottom of their portraits is going to be them. Character names on the top of the portrait. All right. So without further ado, I introduce myself. Let's go with Anne. How you doing tonight? Going reverse order.
Hello, I am doing great. Not exactly nighttime where I am, but I am caffeinated and fed and ready to go. Hi, I'm Anne. I am XO_girl on Twitter. Tonight I will be playing Sasha Dawson, a Toreador who is very violent, very pretty, not very smart.
All right. Before I jump to Michael's introduction here, I just have I had somebody here, Domir, one of our chat gang regulars, spend 1,000 RDP to remind everyone that chat gang ain't none to fuck with. Cheers. And Michael, how you been? How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right. I decided to hurt myself at work yesterday, so my shoulder is a little fucked. But other than that, holding together. You can find me on the interwebs at Sub-Zero Jalapeno. And today I will be playing Rory Teague, a Tremere who is smart and pretty.
And
and
violent?
has a headache. And violent.
If you're curious why Rory has the headache, I believe there's a clip called "Jokes" you should check out. I tricked them. That's the one that has the joke in it and not what really happened. So speaking of great jokes and a fantastic sense of humor, Shelly, how are you doing? And who are you?
I'm doing great, and don't lie to these people. I don't have a sense of humor. I'm a woman. Women aren't funny. What are you talking about?
Yeah, according to Ben Shabipo and stuff like that. Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Hi, everyone.
I'm hysterical.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shelly Von Miller. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Shelly Von Miller. I'm playing Ashley Dame, a very bored and very older than them than true.
For sure.
Come to find out, I always
Thanks,
play the old woman in the group. Don't know why. Just happens.
Whoops.
Whoops.
So, yeah, and I already mentioned who the fuck I am. So, real quick recap. This is the second episode, as I mentioned. I believe if anyone figures out the theme to my episode titles, it's very original and unique. Just, don't Google search like Chicago or blues or anything like that. It's a mystery. So we are in our episode 2 here. I seem like I'm really loud right now. I keep peeking. That's because I am loud. Age is a state of mind in vampire. Kinda. I mean, it does have some like proper repercussions there, Charles. Charles, I'm gonna hit you with Charles, as a matter of fact. Don't go back and watch that, by the way. It does not hold up. It's terrible. Yeah, so last week, the coterie was tasked with looking into something for Annabelle, the Toreador Primogen, and Sasha's, like, kind of her idol or whatever. Yes, Lily. Ganked by daughter. I'm sorry, everybody. This is more important than RPGs.
Aww.
The wholesome vampire content we're here for.
Look, I support this.
Just tell them that the vampire said you could have ice cream, though, when you ask your mom.
Oh, yeah, no,
vampires
this-
say have ice cream.
The coterie says yes to ice cream.
Absolutely, yes.
This coterie
Yeah,
says
have ice cream.
This coterie can't have
cream
ice
for
cream,
the
technically.
7-year-old. Make it happen.
This one can.
No,
All
what?
right. So, as I was
Screw
saying, last week, the coterie was looking into something for the Toreador Primogen, essentially dating back with some light research or a light understanding of what's going on. Dating back about a year, the off and on kindred business had been getting sort of vandalized in an unnatural way. I'll let your mind run rampant on what an unnatural way might be. The coterie went to this gallery and found some really obvious pop art that triggered various visions, some more harmful than others. And when they went inside, one of the people they were looking for, a sort of venture real estate go-to guy, like an in-between sort of facilitator, was found deceased and a little bit disfigured. Now,
Oh, so let's say no. Get into the details because you painted a vivid.
I was
a
told I brought it
vivid
right up
portrait.
to the line, but like kept it. Yeah, so hopefully, if you want those gory details and you haven't seen the first episode yet,
Go watch it.
Yeah. He was a bit discombobulated.
Yeah, a little bit. But so kindred typically rapidly decompose when they die. The fact that this kindred was still there on display was somewhat noteworthy. And as the coterie sort of consoled what they assumed to be Kine, sort of caught, showing up for like work or whatever it was, or part of, I think it was alluded to that she was part of like one of the art displays. They heard her cries, got paid off by the Ventrue pretty handily, and as she exited, this sort of blood tar-like ink substance seems to be pulling away from some of the portraits and forming these almost like wire sculpture people. To that end, we're going to begin essentially in the heat of things. And this is a good teaching moment for those of y'all watching who may not be familiar with Vampire. Typically in V5, you do not roll for initiative. The coterie goes first, which I think is a very awesome dramatic rule. But I have a caveat to that. The coterie goes first unless crazy crap is going on or they're like against something like basically a boss fight, unless it's a boss fight, right? And in which case, they will be rolling composure plus awareness right now.
Oh, that's what we're doing?
Is that what we're doing right now?
I mean, you could. So, do you want me to picture
You're the storyteller.
Shall I paint you a picture with words of what's going on right now, or do we recall?
Inky thing coming out of chest. I think there was a scream, and that's about it. I think that's where we ended.
Yeah, so you're currently, the coterie, the three of y'all are standing inside this gallery, and it is, as I mentioned before, it's sort of this juxtaposition between like old industrial, run-down sections of Chicago that's been sort of like, it's in the process of being gentrified and made hip and stuff like that, like revitalized, reclaimed, whatever it is. So inside here you have the, like, you can look up and see these like big industrial ductwork and stuff, but like pristine drywall. Well, formerly pristine drywall, white, crisp ivory would have been all around this gallery in little partitions and like half half cubicles with each display, and it's kind of an interactive gallery where you would walk around and see this sort of like I said, gratuitous pop art, right? However, where one of these displays ought to be, there was like a gurney and this Ventrue sort of splayed out, and his, I hesitate to call it blood, but this like ichor sort of was pouring from him, pulling itself into this wire sculpture. And what the coterie now notices is that a couple of the portraits are doing the same. And you find yourself surrounded by three of these wiry sculpture things. These blood tar wire sculptures. They're tall and thin and pulled. They seem almost to be breaking reality. As you look at them, they almost sort of like wobble in place, as if your brain is struggling to see this thing in this room that just shouldn't exist in such a way. So, you'll really come back with a freezer pop. Ashley, what'd you get?
What was it? It was composure and what?
Composure plus awareness.
Oh no, this is gonna go horrible for me.
And then okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 5.
All right, I missed that entirely. Ashley, what'd you get?
3.
3. Yes, Sasha.
Can I rouse the blood for this? Because I don't have any points.
You may. You may rouse your blood as you sort of call upon the powers of your blood. You may add 2 to your dice pool, but you also have to make that rouse check to see
I succeed in my rouse check. Let's go.
Okay. Meaning you do not gain hunger. And now you have 2 more dice to the pool.
2 successes.
Oh, you literally have no points. You literally. Composure who?
Yeah, if you have
Awareness
0
what?
points, well, you'd have 1 in composure at the very least, right? You
I
might
have
lose
2
that.
in composure, none in awareness.
Well, so yeah, 2 dice is just fine. And then
Who needs
finally,
I
to go
got 2
first with the
successes.
shotgun?
It's
and then
fine.
finally, Rory.
I got 3 successes with the
All right.
crit in there.
So 2 of the coterie members tied. You can do awesome tag team stuff, or you can elect who goes first amongst yourselves.
I have a sword.
I suppose I should roll
fist.
for my baddies, huh?
Yeah, you should probably
I was just
roll
gonna have
for
y'all go first
dudes.
anyway, apparently. Like go through all that pageantry of having them roll, and then so Ashley, Rory at the top.
Cool.
In the middle we have baddies, and then finally we have shotgun.
Shotgun.
I mean Sasha.
Shotgun Shasha.
All right.
That's a
So
mouthful.
these things
What?
are sort of
How many dice does this specialty in shotguns add to my pool?
it adds a single die. Now I would
just-
also like to add one thing.
Okay.
This ain't no D&D.
Mhm.
Y'all can talk freely during combat. Combat will pause and the conversation it's like Matrix bullet time. The conversation goes on and things are moving in slow motion. You can have full-blown monologues if it's good enough, and it's like you're just kind of like lazily like parrying or dodging and ducking, and it's assumed that there's a fluidity of things constantly going on, and when you're activating your abilities, that's kind of when these big tentpole moments are happening throughout this sort of fluid like scene. Okay.
All right.
All right.
My plan is to see if I've ever if this reaches in my mind of some shit that I've heard.
That's a solid
She's
plan.
been around. She's been around for a while. Obviously something would trigger.
I'm just a huge
Yeah.
nerd. Maybe I've read this book.
So intelligence tends to be recall, so I'm going to go with intelligence. You can do occult.
Okay.
You can do academics because it'd be more like something you'd read about or something like that. And hell, I'd allow investigation, as in it's something you looked into previously or stumbled upon while looking into something
Yeah.
else.
I have a little bit better occult than academics and investigation, so.
Yeah.
I have a small problem with skull things, everybody. I do apologize for my little skull.
Would either blood magic or parapsychology apply?
Parapsychology would definitely apply.
All right.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 5 dice.
Not bad. All right. Wait for Rory to get their results as well. Oh my God, they've used obfuscate.
I got 3 on 9 dice. So here we go again.
Oh, continuing the trend. Remember that time you got
Yeah.
7 on 4 dice? That was a good
Yep.
time. So I'll begin with what the 3 sort of uncovers, and then we'll give Ashley to sort of step further. Rory, you're both familiar that there are more things going on in the world of darkness than just kindred. It's Chicago, so you immediately comes to mind the issues with werewolves. But there's also other things, uncategorized darkness. The sort of thing that, not all origin tales of boogeymen come from kindred playing with their food. There are things older than kindred in this world. And you're both vampires. You may not have a in-depth familiarity with it, but there are things that both Oblivion and Khaldoonism, which is the Tzimisce magic, have been known to touch or tap into. Sometimes portals and doorways into that stuff stay open. what you know in addition to that is this has happened one time before.
Okay.
This has happened one time before. These creatures have been recorded before. They appeared around the time of nightmares. They had
Can I
made
get a?
Yeah.
Can I get a
the
not
clip.
me, but the audience. The
Yeah,
audience
yeah.
needs
This
to
is a
know
great
what the time
this
of
is a
nightmare.
great this is a great
Not me. I know.
Yeah, no,
I
you
know.
absolutely
Just
know.
tell the audience.
So the time of nightmares was essentially, or sorry, the week of nightmares. They sort of pinpointed around like summer of like 1999. So some 20 odd years ago. It actually interesting and fun trivia is it actually correlates with the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video game. The Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video game essentially is the canonical kickoff to the end times for the vampires. Yeah, it's pretty metal. Like the Onchiron sarcophagus is like this big like ancient vampire that when it comes it's big deal. And spoiler if you haven't played this like 30-year-old video game, your taxi driver is Kane.
Word.
Yeah, revealed during the credit scene. Point is so basically at the end of the 1999, Y2K. Do you remember Y2K? Like all these like doomsday fears were going on, and in the case of Kindred Society, they had sort of like a false start to the apocalypse. Now, a lot of like Nodism, a lot of Kindred believe that they will have an apocalypse sort of preceded by a red star, and the red star did appear in the sky. This is essentially the Week of Nightmares, like, was almost this collective global horror event. The Ravnos antediluvian woke up, or Ravnos, antediluvian woke up, and like, Tremere had to like team up with like the techno wizards to like make a special like sun bomb to kill it, and it like people's collective memory was jacked over this. People don't really remember what happened because it was so reality breaking. So essentially, a lot of people believe, that Ravnos' like awakening, this antediluvian awakening, messed with everybody's heads. Many, I wouldn't say many, some Kindred whisper that was actually the beginning of Gehenna, not the preceding events during like the the end of World of Darkness, some of the books they released, and the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines game. They actually say that moment, and so these things appeared during that Week of Nightmares.
Okay. Yeah, I think Ashley is more in shock than anything because she's just like, what are these things doing here? I thought these things went away. Nobody's seen them in 20 something years.
Wait, what? You've seen these before?
Well, supposedly. I mean, my memory of the Week of Nightmares is not the best.
Dude, yeah, okay.
But yeah, these things were seen all over town during that time. It's kind of weird.
Oh, that doesn't fucking bode well for us. All right.
And I don't remember what happened per se, like if they can be killed. But let's try our
Find out.
best and make sure it happens. Something happens.
Both of you can go ahead and roll that same check again. Now that Ashley has sort of brought up the Week of Nightmares, and you're kind of that fog, as if a distant memory kind of unlocks, like unintentionally. You smell something, and you're like, oh man, I remember this time I went on vacation or whatever. That kind of happens. You just feel this like cobweb sort of clear somewhere.
So
Hey,
many
boss.
dice. So
Hey, boss.
many dice.
So 6 and a messy criticals only happen whenever you're rousing the blood, correct?
No, messy crit. So you have
A
blood
skull.
dice that just
Yeah.
come throughout bloody blah.
Yeah.
You can get bestial failures on any check, or you can get messy criticals. If that
So
if
I
that
have a skull on one of my blood dice.
so the skull is the bad one.
Yeah.
But you only get the bestial failure if you fail the test.
Okay.
So
well,
like if it's difficulty like 5 and you
Yeah.
rolled 4 and you have one of those skulls, that's a bestial failure.
okay.
Which you
well, I
of
have
course know. That's being
6.
explained to Chacking, who may
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah.
So you have 6 successes.
Yeah.
We ignore that skull unless I difficulty was 7. Gotcha. Haha, bestial failure. What did Rory get?
Critical 3. So exciting.
It's a good 3.
This is what I do, but here we go.
Rory, you don't remember the specifics whatsoever. This is triggering some sort of memory, but it's like it's kind of like me and how I forget names and dates really handily. Like I have to double check that. You've got this like just thing eating away at you, like that you should remember, but like you got to check your notes. You got to go read a book, or you got to go do a Google. It's like that sort of thing. It's just right there, but you do know something with the Tremere was able to deal with this crap.
Okay.
Was it blood sorcery? Was there a spell? Was there a ritual? Can I just fireball it? Wait, I don't know fireball. Like
That's
I forgot fire.
Ashley, on the other hand, explicitly knows that these things are weak to rather when they appeared in the Week of Nightmares, the way they were mostly dealt with was like with blood sorcery, quietus, like all the branches of oblivion, and fire or sunlight. You also heard tell that a vampire could drink them like any other vitae, or like vitae,
okay.
although there were mixed results regarding what happened to kindred that tried that.
Yeah, I explained that.
Well, fucking great. All right.
And as you're kind of like explaining this, you're sort of like dodging these lumbering things, which move with like this clumsy quickness, where they're just kind of lurching forward and moving very slowly, and then they suddenly get this burst of like, seems like they're going to topple over, and they just wobble and lunge towards you with this sort of alarming speed. And you've sort of been like ducking and sort of moving around the gallery trying to avoid them.
I mean, I can try fucking something, but fuck, I don't. Yeah, fuck. God damn it.
Do you have one with the blade yet? The ritual?
No, that's level 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's all I got. Just
I
dodging
mean,
and trying to
let's see.
assess.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I think that's probably one round worth of.
okay. Yeah, digging around, thinking,
Talking.
conversating.
Yeah.
I'll count you to have taken the sort of like defensive action, so that like if they
Yeah.
go to swing at you, you have a advantage on your defensive dice pools. All right. Which brings us to them. I'm just gonna roll sort of like an attack at each of you. There's 3 of them. I'm gonna roll an attack at each of you. Essentially, they've thrown a couple. You've auto evaded them. This would be like that one where they got really close.
Mm-hmm.
As I dump out yet more dice. All right, so I'm going to start with Ashley first. So you have your
Okay.
choice of to evade attacks. You can dodge, but you can only make one dodge in a sort of cycle, or you can sort of make infinite parries. Some attacks must be dodged, and a dodge is it's a dexterity athletics basically. You can also oppose it in manner like where you're like more parrying, or you're sort of moving the attack, or you're moving an object in the way by rolling like a strength brawl. instead. Or if you're a melee weapon, you could do either strength melee or brawl melee. So
Okay.
I have
Can my fist count as melee?
absolutely, you're a vampire.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'll just like oppose it.
Unless it were fire, obviously, then you can parry fire with your hands.
Obviously. Yeah, I
Unless
think
you're a
I'll do like a parry with you said
Yeah, it kind of like lunges toward you in this like classical like sort of like zombie manner, both arms forward.
Strength.
Well, arms is a exaggeration of these sort of wiry limbs, I suppose. And you sort of like go to sort of move them to the side as you keep sort of moving through the area.
That is 1.
All right, so it manages to like not quite fully grab you, but it manages to slash across you.
Ow. Oh, what the fuck? This is Chanel.
So you're going to take 2 points of. It's not called cosmetic damage. It's not called. What are they
Superficial.
called? Superficial. Damage.
Superficial.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So you're going to take 2 points of superficial damage. So we usually record that. Obviously, but chat gang may not. We usually record that with a single slash, and you go through until you fill up your track, and then superficial damage can become ag, and you go back through and you cover it up with you do X's. If you take ag damage, it pushes your superficial down, and you take those ag damage on the front. All right. The next one for Rory. This one sort of like bursts through one of these weird cubicles, almost seeming to pour itself through this gap in the panels. You're going to have a significantly easier time, I'd imagine, evading.
Can I use dexterity melee with my sword?
Yes, you may. So you like pull out the. Well, why don't you describe to me what you do? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's fine.
Step on both y'all toes previously. And dice is lost forever. It's fucking gone, man.
Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's gonna try to just like step back and just like, because it's like inky goo. He's just gonna try to like wrap it around the sword and like turn and.
Yeah, it seems to have like largely solidified at this point.
Yeah.
It, like I said, imagine like almost like a jet black wire sculpture that's like 6.5 feet tall. Just these thin, stretched wire upward that coils around where a torso should be, and then has a sort of like 2-dimensional flat head that you can sort of make out the spiral near the center.
Yeah. 4.
All right. 4. You actually harm it. Harm is but you beat its dice pool, and in turn, sort of like because you're in melee, you can like you essentially exchange blows when you melee to melee. So you kind of like slash it, and you manage to like lop off this sort of limb, this thin wire limb, and it like almost reminds you of like sort of a broken hanger as it like flies through the air. Of course, a little bit more visceral, but you actually managed to lop it off. It doesn't slow it, but or rather, it doesn't stop it, but it noticed that. You can for not having a face, it reacts.
Yeah.
All right. And then 1 at Sasha. Yes, you can melee with your rifle or your shotgun. You can like block it with
actually,
the butt
can
of it or whatever.
can I just try to punch it with brawl? Like it.
Brawl instead. Yeah, so you'd be doing similar to what. Yeah, you'd be doing kind of what Ashley did, and trying not to.
Yeah. Would it be strength or dexterity? Would it be strength? Can I use dexterity
brawl is
on
often
that?
strength.
Okay, you know
brawl
what?
Is often strength.
Fine. Let's go.
Explain. But like, I mean, like an assassin or like Black Widow style would certainly be a dexterity brawler. So I would allow in any of y'all's case, provided you're not like trying to hit someone with a truck or a bookshelf or something. I'd allow you to use brawl and dexterity.
It's just her fist. It's just her fist. Wait, hold on. Let me double check something really quick.
It's not a fancy fist where you like spin and like do some Black Widow style maneuvers.
I mean,
I'm trying to stretch reality for you a little bit so you could use dexterity here, but you got to give me something to work with.
It's more of like she's trying to like it's not brute force. It's more of just like
it's a finesse maneuver. Yeah, I understand. They're kind of like it's like a Bruce Lee type thing. You're kind of yeah.
Look, if she happens to get a shot in, like I said, it's lucky.
Roll your dice and describe and we'll figure out how a degree of success, and you can describe to me what happens, or I'll describe to you what happens depending.
That would help. I got 3 successes.
Ties go to players. You won't deal damage to it, but you will evade it. In how do you do this?
So obviously, Sasha, being the very aggressive personality that she is, she goes to, defend herself, but then she'll like duck out of the way of whatever incoming attack is. So she's not trying to brute force it. She's just trying to defend herself.
No.
She's not. When she sees the attack incoming and then ducks out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of rolls around it. Gotcha. All right, that does bring us to Sasha's turn. So you sort of like carrying your momentum and this roll, this evasion. Hey, look, a shotgun's in your hand from the end of last adventure, if I recall, right? Or do we want you stylistically pull it out? Dealer's choice here.
No, as soon as she sensed something was off, she had Tobias ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
Torador with a shotgun named Tobias. There are that's webcomic ready material right
here. Shotgun are better than people. Let's go. Oh damn. That is
come on.
That is 4 successes on Tobias. Let's go.
So I don't want to say this thing's weakness happens to be shotguns, but shotguns versus art, even evil attacky art. It just and you see this like this sort of wire sculpture-y, ichor black, red black sort of gnarly looking thing just kind of splatter all over the wall and become one of its own Rorschach tests. Roll in a wits awareness. You're good at these, as I recall.
Yeah, I'm so good at these.
She's
Hold on. Not very aware, though. Does self-awareness count?
No, stop it.
Okay, wait.
Does self-awareness count?
She's not even that self-aware. Hold on. Yeah, it's that kind of night. I'm feeling lucky. Oh no, she gets hungrier. That's unfortunate. So I am at 1.
How much hunger does this put you at?
1.
You can feel your beast beginning to stir within you. About time I get to wake up, don't you think?
Hey, good evening, sunshine. Good timing. Things are kind of busy right now. That is 0 successes.
Didn't you have 3 to shoot it or something? Or 4? Oh, for the perception. Yeah. You don't notice. I'm sorry. My brain rolled backwards. That was the wits awareness check. You splatter over the wall and it looks really cool. You might say you made your own art, but you don't notice anything else.
I will admire the art splatter for a moment.
Yeah, and like in the background, like your two companions are evading their own like little art monsters. Ashley, you're up.
Yeah, I think Ashley is like mad now that like her vintage Chanel jacket is torn, and she's just like, God. Well, let's do this. And she's gonna punch because she doesn't have any weapons because she thinks they're stupid.
She usually
I heard
has
a
somebody
fucking
for that,
emotion.
right?
Yeah, she has somebody for that. So she's gonna do some moves.
Alright.
Show your moves.
Show my moves. Uh,
All right, Captain Falcon. Show me your moves.
so it's going to be more like fluid kind of hitting instead of like
Yeah.
strength based hitting. She's
Yeah,
going
we'll
to
do
try to
Dex.
get in there and
We'll have the Dex. Yeah.
try to be like
Bobbing
fast.
and weaving. Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of like boxer ish. Not with the strength though. So I fucking suck. I have one success.
Ty goes to player.
Oh
Now,
shit.
it's to the point where so like if you had like a discipline, you might like do +2 damage or plus something. The point is it doesn't hurt you back, it doesn't grapple you, and you still have like an advantageous position in the conflict. You do pretty much everything you want to do except hurt it.
Cool.
All right, well done.
Yeah, throw those dice away.
Yeah, I have no other dice, so I guess I gotta. Let me choose new blood dice. There we go.
All right, Rory, you're up. No, I love their dice.
Okay, all right. I hope this isn't a terrible idea. Let's try it. We're gonna. What was it called? We're gonna extinguish vitae on the one I sorted already.
Okay.
You gonna.
All right, so you're gonna have to rouse to use extinguish vitae.
Yep.
Oh, that's a spell. I
it's a
thought you were going to.
Discipline. It's a discipline. Well, a spell too, because blood sorcery is a discipline. It's
Yeah.
I do not get hungrier.
Good job.
Intelligence, blurred sorcery. It's gonna be 6. 5, 6. No, it's fine. One single success. Yeah.
Did you want to rouse your blood to increase your dice pool by 2?
No, you're old. It's fine.
Or you could spend a willpower to re-roll 3 dice.
I'm curious what this will do. I'll spend a willpower.
Yeah. Willpower, for those of you playing the home game, is really awesome in V5 because you have melee combat and stuff, but there's also like social combat that hits your willpower instead of your hit points. It's awesome. I love this game so much.
Is it only 3 dice?
Yeah, willpower is 3, and you can never re-roll blood dice.
All right.
It used to be 2, but then there was errata, and
Yeah.
I just used 3 because I like to make it more advantageous for my players.
Fair enough. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, that was worth it. 2, 4, 5, 6 with some crits in there.
Beautiful. All right. It works. I'll allow you to sort of fill in the details of how you use your blood sorcery if you like chant and have some gestures, or if you just give it the stink eye or whatever. But you sort of reach out to it with your blood, within your own veins to sort of will reality around you. Per blood sorcery. And what would normally allow you to manipulate the sort of vitae within another kindred, and how you would normally reach out and you could sort of feel that, and you could like sort of almost coax their beast into hunger. You sort of like can feel your sort of will wrap around this things as if like you can sort of see these sort of silver tinsels between it and like sort of your, gestures and hands. And you kind of feel a little bit like a puppet master at this point. Like you can control this thing, or you could just pull on those strings and rip it apart. For the scene, you are in control of this thing, or may choose to just discorporate it whenever you feel like.
All right. I'm gonna turn him on the one on Sasha, or not Sasha, but Ashley. Ashley's in more danger. Sasha has a shotgun.
Yeah, Sasha has a shotgun. Ashley
right.
just has a fist.
Yeah.
They can't necessarily see it, but like, how do you go through? Like, how do you coax your blood sorcery? Do you?
There's, since he's holding the sword, it's that the sword becomes part of the casting. One hand is sort of making motions, and the sword is, and it ends up in like that puppeteer motion, and he just kind of turns, looks at Ashley, looks at the one that she's fighting. Go.
Yeah. And so they don't necessarily see. You can see like the sort of like energy, the magic sort of between your hand and it. They don't necessarily see it, but they do see it turn to face the one near Ashley, and they witness this sort of spectacle of casting on your part. The baddie goes. It's going to sort of lunge at Ashley, and this time it's kind of going to like almost just like kind of slam into her. It's actually going to like.
Can I activate Cat's Grace?
Yeah.
To kind of like jump back a little bit.
Cat's Grace.
Cat's Grace is, well, that would be more rapid. Maybe rapid reflexes. I should have taken
one
that.
of them's like automatic, and one of them.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Both of them are free because they're level 1s. User automatically passes dexterity or athletics-based rolls needed to keep their balance. Yeah.
But I think it also gives you like a bonus dice to dodge a combat roll. Let me double check.
That would be rapid reflexes, and I don't have that.
You don't. It's a Cat's Grace. Okay, gotcha. All right. I will still allow you. How many points in celerity do you have?
Let me look. Celerity. Just one.
I'll allow you to add that one die to your dexterity plus
athletics
to dodge.
Okay.
So essentially, you're using your celerity, and the rest of the coterie can witness. You're not just like, like gymnast quick. It's that little extra, sort of not masquerade breaching, but like it's just a little bit unnatural, just a little bit like, wait a second, what, like that weird.
Kind of make myself skinny as they're like wrapping their arms around me, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, maybe you contort your body just a little bit too weird. Like I said, not a masquerade breach, but a discipline was used, and it just, you look quicker than you should, you move weirder than you should, stuff like that. That's, it's the when Louis in Interview with the Vampire just suddenly by the light switch, right? Like it's that kind of like, yeah.
2.
Tie goes to player.
Okay.
Because this is discipline based as well, it's not just a close call. You succeed with just that extra step.
Okay.
And since it is one of the free disciplines, you don't need to rouse to do this.
Hooray! Free discipline.
The first tiers on almost all of them are like
first tier's free.
Right. The first tier.
You only get one.
Yeah,
blood
that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. They're like, oh, you want to be fast?
Oh, celerity. So good.
Mm.
All right. So this is where the baddies go. I'm going to go ahead and allow the player baddie to seize the initiative. So that would be your dice pool for this thing's bludgeoning is 6 dice.
6. All right.
And then
Goddamn.
it's if it hits, its damage is +2. Since
Get
it
it.
is made out of like the same stuff as the other one, it will do like straight damage to it.
All right. Yeah.
I do believe
Yeah, I want to allow, and these
in-
things are like manipulable with their like
Yeah,
form.
they're like again, it's
Yeah.
like a wire. If you've ever done a wire sculpture, you have to bend it with your pliers and you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this, since it's sort of like as it begins to move, kind of breaks back into this like viscous, tar blood substance. It's got a little bit more bend and it can take on like weirder shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
Most of its length is coiled up in this sort of mockery of a rib cage near its center mass, and then its limbs get really like thin and wobbly and stuff. For anyone who watches anime, they're like the anti-spiral.
I'm gonna combine its arms into like just a giant oversized axe. And
Yeah.
just axe a question.
Come on.
2.
So, if you rouse, I will allow you to add your blood sorcery dice to it as you sort of surge some of your own vitae into this.
It's so
Not that I'm trying to
intense.
tempt everyone's beast constantly in this game. Or
Yeah,
anything.
don't. Yeah, you're not doing nothing.
I am not an adversarial GM. Listen to how much I want you to succeed, all right?
Success.
But if you happen to, give in to the beast,
but because I'm adding that now, should one of those be my hunger dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you should have been using your hunger dice for every roll anyway. Or
it was
not
rolling
for this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But now that I'm adding my blood
But now
sorcery,
that I would add it.
Yeah. That is one more success for a total of 3.
Excellent. Which is noteworthy because so it had a single success, so your 3 becomes 5. 5 is exactsies in this thing's damage land. It takes reduced damage or no damage from a lot of stuff. But since this thing is sort of 1-to-1 attacking itself, it just sort of like comes down and like sort of saws it essentially in half, and it just sort of discorporates and falls to the side, and then just as if someone spilled a bottle of ink and just on the floor.
Now there's just the one, right?
Well, no, there's just the one that
Sasha
you're
killed
controlling.
hers.
Yeah. I mean, you could just go boop.
Yeah. No, you're done now.
Yeah. And just like cutting a puppet's strings.
You good, Ashley?
I mean, my Chanel could be better, but
That's better. Yeah.
that's so weird that these things are here. Like, what
It's so
the-
weird that I
Hey.
don't know what they are.
Hey
Sorry,
guys.
Sasha.
Yeah. Look, hey, Sasha. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Rue and Chanel aside, I want to show you guys something. Can I point the rest of the coterie to the blood splatters so get it? I'm pretty not smart, but can you guys check this out to see if there's anything weird here? I don't trust it.
You mean other than the
Actual-
not pile of ashes that should be a pile of ashes? Yeah, there's a whole lot of weird going on.
Well, I brought you here to figure it out for me, because, not very smart.
Yeah, happy to help.
Because Ashley doesn't have she knows stuff about the occult, but she's not like magic. Magic. She's going to grab her phone and ring up Sam 3, whatever his name is. She's gonna ring up the ghoul, Sam 3 the ghoul, and be like, bring the car over and back it up to the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam will get Sam, right?
We don't know.
So, yeah, it's
Sure.
Sam.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, Sam will get the vehicle in motion.
I dropped one.
All right.
It's in the abyss. I
Do you
can't
want me to
see.
look at this specific gore spatter right here, Sasha? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the thing I shot just splattered, and
Yeah. All right.
look, I don't
We'll
know
start
if it's
here, I suppose.
anything. Yeah, I don't know if it's
No, it's-
anything, but just in case it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Roy's and
Yeah.
crack his knuckles.
Sorry,
Alright.
I was looking something else up. You
Time
are
to get my shirt back on.
yeah. So I mean, this is a classic, investigation. I'd say since it's more of a cursory sort of thing and not the in-depth search that's about to happen to the whole place, it's going to be wits investigation.
Okay. Witties. What are my witties? My witties
are you witty?
2 plus 3 is 5.
Doing the witty?
4, 5. And the usually not move away. Alright.
And storyteller, whenever Sam gets here, I'm gonna direct him to the body of the real estate dude and have him pick him up because he should be fucking dust. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick him up and have him pick him up and put him in the back
Don't
of the
touch
car.
it. Don't touch the body yet. Not until I look at it.
Okay.
Crime scene. Jesus.
What are
So-
you, the police?
2 successes on that wits investigation.
You're looking at this thing, and that headache starts to happen a little bit more.
Fuck.
And you shake it off, and maybe it's because you're a little woozy from whatever the heck that was, but you think that splatter is moving. Looks a little wobbly.
This shit's still moving. I think.
You do a double take and you look at the other two.
Yeah.
Not moving.
All right. Well, one of them killed the other one. I killed the other one because I had control. You shotgunned the third.
Maybe it just
It's
kind
they're
of
a little,
splatters it instead of kills
yeah, they're a
it.
little bit resistant. All
Yeah.
right.
Can
Fuck
you do whatever you did to that one that you killed?
I can. It's all right.
So, for those of you, whilst this happens, Ashley, of course, knows that she can rouse her blood to essentially will her blood and her wounds to close. At blood potency 1, one rouse check can heal 1 point of superficial damage.
She'll wait until everything's done.
I was just explaining
In
that
the
to
safety of the car.
I was just explaining that to people, who maybe haven't played V5 in the audience. Is all.
I could close my wounds if I wanted
think-
to.
I think before I do that though, I'm gonna try something else first. I'm gonna go to the goo and I'm gonna put some of it on my tongue. I'm gonna do taste for blood.
I like this. Does anyone have Auspex, by the way? Just,
No.
Yes.
I do. I have. Hold on. I have 2 dots in aspects.
Auspex is good for investigation too. But we're gonna do the taste for blood first.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom. Ew, Vori, watch what you put
What
in
if
your
it
mouth. That's
possesses you?
gross.
All right. So resolve plus blood sorcery.
I don't like it.
What is my resolve? Is 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it worth it?
Let me work it.
I think. All right, yeah, we're gonna rouse. That I get a little bit hungrier.
Of course.
What are you at, 2 now?
Yes.
At 2, the beast's voice isn't just a whisper, by the way. At 2, the beast is present. At 3, you're beginning to feel it, but at 2, it's present. Hey, tough guy. Why just a dab? Just get down on your knees like the animal we are and lap it up. That's the real stuff. That's the real power.
Maybe.
So you, how many
5,
successes did you get?
6,
Or
1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, how many dice through my brain is farting?
gotcha. No, you're fine.
God damn it. 2.
2 is a failure.
Yeah.
But I
And
like
this
this
is-
idea
yep.
so much, I'm going to give you 1 success as a GM because this is an awesome idea. This is the
I
awesome idea
appreciate it.
bonus. I wouldn't have thought of this personally. So, the blood resonance doesn't really register like it should, as if this blood has long been corrupted, and any semblance of the spirit or the zhuzh of life that was in whatever creature this once belonged to is utterly gone. You don't pick up any blood potency. It has an unnatural taste to it. It's blood, but it's just not like anything you've ever tasted before. And when I say tasted, I don't just mean like, with your taste buds. I mean this field, this realm of magic and blood sorcery. You haven't felt anything like this, and yet there is a twinge of something distinctly vampiric in there, like an underlying thread of it, and then like it's been turned into something worse. Almost like a little demonic butter churning with some vampiric blood. Magically, of course. Not literally with the little pistol and stuff.
Yeah.
We
Hey,
told you not
Brewhog
to
going
put it in
to...
your mouth.
Oh, sorry, go on.
That's this is bad. This is definitely really fucking bad.
Yeah, we told you not to put
Is
it in
it
your
blood?
mouth.
What is it?
Yes, it's blood and more and something.
Well,
It's vampire. It's kindred blood plus more than kindred, and I can't help but wonder if this blood isn't from our friend on the wall there.
might be from whatever is controlling them. Who knows? Can you take a sample? Maybe we'll do some chemistry back in the
I
house.
don't have. That's a great idea. I don't have a beaker on me or a fucking test tube.
I do have an empty, don't judge me, an empty hand sanitizer bottle in my purse. As soon as Sam gets here, we can.
The alcohol in that.
Who wants to roll my luck check just for the sake of luck checks? I might normally just give this one to you, but I want to introduce, for those who aren't familiar, one of my house rules is a luck check.
Oh, D20, right?
D20. Or you can use the die of the system. D20's got a little bit more variance, so it's a little more fun.
Hold on. All right, let's
Straight D20 roll, nothing, improves it or reduces it.
14.
All right, 14's good. There's a so amongst these weird, pretentious, trying too hard art displays about the degradation of the industry and yada yada yada. There happens to be a artfully displayed, busted up chemistry set, with an Erlenmeyer flask. That is still intact, whilst many of the other ones are busted with more of these newspaper clippings that have sort of, these newspaper clippings and this bright, fake, gaudy red Sherwin-Williams paint that sort of unites all the places together. As you're walking up, perhaps to grab the Erlenmeyer flask, you just sort of glance at the newspaper clippings, and for a minute, the monsters you just fought kind of remind you of the type font on the newspaper. It's sort of jagged, purposeful, sort of smashings, these little rigid letters. The Times New Roman, that was the industry standard for so long.
What? This is just the
Just flavor.
Oh, I was gonna ask what the newspaper is. I was like, "What's the newspaper?"
Yeah, the clippings themselves, as you kind of walk up, you take a moment. There doesn't seem to be really any theme to them or anything. Some of the pictures are specifically staged because they have a cool image in them, but the letters and this isn't a serial killer letter where they're all cut out and they make sense. It's clear the artists picked them deliberately more for the shape or some of the images than putting together a secret code. At least that you can tell at a cursory glance.
Yeah.
Y'all are about to do, I'd imagine, an investigation for the whole area, and maybe I'm lying to you. But upon it, they don't seem to be that significant.
Yeah, I'll just pick up the flask and hand it to.
Oh,
here.
fucking brilliant! Thank you.
Yeah. Artists are useful for something. Who knows?
Yeah.
As he's digging that, can I
Goop?
get a vibe check?
Okay, on.
Just the general area around, and see if there's a thing. Also, the name of. Is it all one artist or is it all different artists?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I see where you're going. All right.
Yeah,
yeah. So this is
are we in a just a one artist installation? Are there different artists involved? Because this is just a gallery. It's not necessarily somebody's studio.
Did you get the name of I have a
The
name
person who owned it? Yeah. Doop 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 doop.
Oh, I forget her name. I didn't write it down
We
from
have
last week. I'm a
Annabelle.
nerd.
I'm very bad
We
at
have
notes.
Rod. We have
Was it Portia?
Dwayne.
Yeah, maybe.
No, no.
No.
Oh, it starts with an S, I think. I'm trying to remember.
Nope, that's Sam. No, I don't think you ever gave it to us.
Okay.
No. She, Annabelle was talking about someone, the art gallery, right?
Yeah.
It's not her art
Serenity.
gallery. She just supports
Serenity.
Serenity.
And I
there
don't
we go.
There it
Serenity
is.
now.
Serenity the
Yeah.
Toreador. I just figured she owned the gallery and it wasn't her art in there.
Yeah,
and so I'm like,
a lot of times the Kindred try to keep a couple degrees removed from Kevin Bacon for the things that go on in some of their businesses.
yeah.
Unless it's a pet project, right?
Yeah.
So as you sort of look at these displays, you notice a artist's mark. All right. And it is it's a messy signature, sort of
Scribble.
made stylistic. For instance, my artist mark is my first name is Andrew. I know you're all going to track me down because I've
Yep.
doxed myself. And I
Andrew Vampire.
Yeah, Andrew Vampire, GM. So the A in my artist mark looks like an anarchy symbol, and so because I'm edgy and stuff. So same thing with this artist. They've actually made their the initials are JW, and they've made their J look a little bit like a crescent moon, like a little, and digging. Wow, digging around a little more. You're able to find out that their name is Janet Wicks.
Janet Wicks.
And all of them are hers.
Well, at least we have a name. I've never heard the name, but I'm also I go to art things to kind of just network.
I don't go to art things.
Do any of y'all know of maybe it's a vampire named Janet Wicks?
Because I like to have
Do
etiquette
I
mean
know
something.
a vampire named Janet Wicks?
Right. Not off the top of your head, but because I like to have etiquette mean something. You can roll etiquette and intelligence, or even charisma etiquette to see.
Charisma.
Oh no!
Come on, I believe in you.
To
Charisma
see if you've
and etiquette.
interacted with this vampire before, or things like that.
If it's a vampire, I'm just assuming it's a vampire.
It doesn't count as
You know,
kindred.
This is dumb, but I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
Maybe she's in the Fight Club.
Kindred.
I love it.
Oh my
All right.
god!
I'm gonna roll as.
Oh no! Oh no! I got
I'm gonna-
0 successes on my check. I feel so sad.
Because I've been to a few.
All right. How much? How many did you get? I'm sorry.
Can I use?
Yeah.
Sasha,
None.
how many? None.
I got
0.
none out of 4 dice.
I mean, you could willpower to reroll 3.
Nothing. Can I use? Good, because 3 is all I got to reroll because I can't reroll the hunger die. I will use willpower to do that. How do I mark willpower on the sheet?
I'm just writing it on paper because I'm using a stupid PDF.
Well, it's not damage, right?
It sort of effectively counts like damage.
That's it.
Yeah, just a little.
Stupid question, possibly.
I got
2 successes.
Ashley, real quick, got 3 successes. All right, what up, Rory?
So I have the dueling lore sheet, and I have honorable combatant. Wow, which gives me +2 dice to etiquette related to kindred dueling. Can I add that because that's specifically why I'm rolling? I don't know.
Not in this situation because it's an unknown.
Got
not
it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
no, it's a good question actually.
That is 1 success.
He's not drawing a name, but with the 3 successes, you distinctly know there's not a vampire named Janet Wicks in town.
Yeah.
If they are
in town.
If they are, well, I mean, it's not like, I mean, you make it your business to know the kindred in Chicago. Now, I personally, Mephisto the ST, do not like the numbers they propose for how many kindred are in a city. It's like 1 for every 10,000 kind. I like it to be a little bit more than that. But the real point is it's not thousands and thousands of people to keep track of, even in the biggest city. It's a few hundred. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. Continue, and then I'll ask my question.
And you make it your business to know. Ashley makes it her business to know who's in her city. All right?
Yeah.
There is no Janet Wicks kindred in the city. They could be maybe in LA or whatever, but you've never heard of them by reputation in your city, and they're certainly not here. If they are kindred, they might be one of those disgusting, undesirable anarchs who have no sense of propriety whatsoever.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Are they First Light related? So
not to your
okay, so
knowledge.
they're not.
No
So-
one. I mean, First Light, they tend to be clandestine and try to. There's
super secret spy, pretend
Yeah,
to be an
it's-
artist, get in with a vampire.
I mean, there's really
So
no way
that's
to know that
fine.
off of like a cursory check per se.
Yeah,
So
I've got a dot in First Light. That's why I'm like,
you know what? Go ahead and roll an int First Light.
okay, so int in First Light.
Yeah. So
Okay.
It's like what, like 3 to 4 dice or something like that.
Joke's on you. I have 3 dots in intelligence. Booyah.
I love it. Int's good. So 4 dice.
Yeah, I have 4 dice because I have 2 hunger die. So it's 2 black, 2 red. Can I?
Let's go.
No, I'm not doing it. I was like,
Add
can
2
I
dice to the
raise?
pool?
Yeah,
can.
you know what?
Let's do it.
I'm
This game
gonna
isn't
do
called
it.
Happy Sunshine Fun Times.
gonna do it. I'm gonna rouse the
Masquerade.
blood. It's gonna probably be bad, but I'm gonna rouse the blood for the fucking hell of it.
Eat.
It's a skull. It's a skull. It's a skull.
Oh no!
It's a skull.
Don't worry, you can't crit fail a rouse check.
I know, but still,
So what's that put your hunger to?
that puts my hunger at 3.
Yes.
Uh,
Why don't you say-
playing this character like she's a bruja, like she's just like, I'm getting angry. I'm getting hungry and angry.
Shout outs to Davey in chat.
My last character was a bruja, so I'm just like,
It takes a little bit to like disconnect from like
yeah,
constantly rousing the blood and like wanting to
Yeah.
punch things as a solution.
exactly.
No, you're it's not just like you hear the whispers of your beast sort of like fighting it back in your head anymore. You can sort of feel its presence in your blood, and you can feel the hunger now. It is unmistakable. It cannot be ignored. If that corpse over there were a little fresh enough and a little less vampire, you might even be considering it. And you hear the voice of your beast now as plain as your own. It's not just inside your head anymore. It's just that sort of fever dream, just as plain as like a narrator, around you. It's ambient. Going, oh, this is boring. What do you, we should make it more interesting. Maybe go to a club or something and, meet.
Later, let's take care of this first.
No.
Shut the fuck up. We're gonna do it later.
Your funeral.
But I still add 2 dice to the pool, right?
Yeah, you do.
That's 2.
Total of 2.
Total of 2.
Maybe it was like in a dossier, because dossiers are sweet, that one of the Sams brought you. Janet Wicks was definitely in there. You don't remember regarding what, but it was in there. Like
Okay.
somebody First Light was watching, maybe? You don't remember
Okay.
why?
All right. We ready to Sherlock this shit?
All right. And yeah,
Hey.
and then Sasha.
What's up?
You've had a thought for a minute now.
I have a real wild. I had a real wild idea.
You're
Yeah.
a real wild child.
Did I see that the thing that I splattered on the wall might still be alive? I know I just made a butt ton of jokes about putting things in my mouth, but now I'm kind of curious.
I think it became apparent with the like Erlenmeyer, like the giant Erlenmeyer flask, and Rory taking a sample and stuff, and you could almost like the Venom symbiote when he goes to pick some up and put it. You can see it sort of like like undulate a little bit. Great word, by the way. Undulate a little bit as he puts it in there, and upon seeing that, you notice that like. You remember every blood splatter you've ever shot on a wall with your shotgun. That one has moved, definitely.
Yeah, no.
It used to be
I
more
was
rainbow
like-
shaped, and this is definitely more smiley face.
Tobias is mad.
So
Tobias demands attacks to be paid. No, I was just.
I mean, if you want to,
Okay,
if
I
you
don't
want to
know
put
if
something
it's
in your mouth,
just
I'm not going to
me
stop
as
you.
a
You're a
player
vampire.
being unhinged.
Okay.
I'm not that hungry. It's fine. We can wait. I'm just curious. What would happen if
But I do have
ate the moving blood splatter? Curiosity.
It's not very good. It tastes a lot like black licorice. So
it is the black licorice of blood. It's just it wants to be delicious like a Twizzler or Red Vine, but it's utterly disgusting and makes you regret everything about your life like retroactively. That led you up to the moment where you tried black licorice.
Is it anything?
this means we can actually be friends.
So that's not something that's normally common. Feed it to Dwayne. Put it in his gaming snacks.
Well, you mentioned that you have aspect
See what happens.
of 2 dots. What aspect abilities do you have?
I do. I have sense. I have sense the unseen and heightened senses, which probably won't help.
So you took both the first level ones? Okay. Sense the
Yeah.
unseen might do something.
Do I sense anything unseen?
I also have
Yeah.
sensing.
I'm an airhead. I am airhead. I don't know.
So the cost is free.
Let's figure.
but you
Let's
need
see
to-
what I can.
Yeah, so the cost itself is free.
Wait,
You don't have to
but-
rouse,
yeah.
but you do need to open yourself up to your surroundings by rolling a Wits plus Auspex or a Resolve plus Auspex.
Yeah, you know what? I know how.
And Rory,
This is gonna go great for me.
while Sasha's
which-
doing this, Rory, you might as well roll
Resolve-
the unseen as well.
Yeah.
Resolve plus
Resolve
Auspex?
or wits.
Yeah,
Okay.
Resolve or Wits. Your choice.
They're the same. Oh, sweet. 3 successes.
I ain't got shit.
Wait for Rory's.
What's
total.
Auspex, bro?
Let's try it.
Those.
Awesome for seeing
let's-
dark.
I know,
Let's
I'm
try to
just
get into here. What's gonna
And
happen?
seeing ghosts
It's
and
gonna be fine. All right, we rouse the blood and do not get hungrier.
You don't need to
Maybe
for
say.
Sense the Unseen. You don't have to rouse. It is free.
Yeah, well, no, I was rousing my blood.
Oh, to get more dice.
Yeah.
I love
To
it.
add
Yeah,
to the
do
pool.
that.
Do that.
Okay, 3 successes.
3? Is that 3 and 3? Things you love to see. So you both get the
Yeah.
exact sort of like you sort of get the same vibe. Exactly where the corpse of Anders is. You see this. It almost looks like sort of like a 2-dimensional sort of like just crease or tear in sort of reality itself. At first you didn't notice it, but as you you sort of open yourself up, you look over and it's sort of one of those things where it's like a 2-dimensional sprite inside of a video game where it just always sort of this flat 2-dimensional tear always follows you as you rotate around. It's always the same, from whatever direction you look at it. Just this flat sort of tear, and you see it sort of just darkness in this seam, and you can see these little wisps of like a sort of like a murky gray blue fog just sort of every now and then, just a wisp or a tail of it licks out from this tear, this perforation in space-time.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What?
Just a small rip in reality, you know.
Sasha just points to the rip in
I
reality.
can't see shit. What? You're pointing at the body?
Yeah, like just
right.
over the body.
Yeah. It's
Have you considered opening your third eye?
it's a whole
That would
thing.
sound like that
Ugh.
guy, but
It's not like evident or like a neon sign, but you can put two and two together, Rory and Sasha, that there's just this little sort of vapor trail that's evaporating from this tear and these three things. It's just this little echo, essentially fading as your attention is like. As soon as you put your attention on it, it's almost like the echo is fading. Like you're just kind of catching an after image.
Is the tear is closing?
The tear is open. It is not. It's not huge, but it's it's there.
Is there a way to close the tear?
That's what I was thinking. Let me think about that.
How many dots of blood sorcery do you have?
I have 2.
Probably a little bit beyond you without help from another blood sorcerer, or Banu Hakim or Mana Hakata would be really good at this stuff. You think to yourself, they have the weird spooky magic, right? And I guess a Lasombra if you want to talk to a Lasombra in a pinch.
And this is outside my expertise for the moment. I can't close it.
Okay.
But it needs to be closed.
What?
But
you are a paranormal investigator. You haven't seen something like exactly like this before, but you're familiar with like sort of punctures in the veil and perforations in the veil. This is almost like again, this is violent. The typical tears or perforations in the veil are usually subtle. Like you don't really see an obvious, portal thingy. It's more of a vibe or like a Shadowlands type thing, like a place where you go to a tree and if you activate Sense the Unseen, the tree has this sort of ghosty silhouette, and you know that like that tree can be passed through, a pass-through point for ghosts or things in the Shadowlands. This is, again, this tear is violent.
Like a dull knife. Yeah.
Most tears or most perforations in the veil between the Shadowlands, the ethereal plane, whatever you want to call it, the Umbra, they tend to happen over time, where a lot of magic is cast, or a lot of people have died, spooky supernatural stuff, yada yada yada. That's what weakens reality. Again, reality has been torn here.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like it's not a huge logic leap for me to put 2 and 2 together, that it looks like some sort of ritual was done here with our real estate buddy to open this tear.
I think that's a good assertion.
Yeah.
Which means it would have been recently. Like, we just missed them.
And because it's keeping, I think this tear might be what's keeping him from hashing. Is his heart whole?
No, I won't revisit my explanation, but he's hollow.
Okay.
Not everything is.
But all right, I guess at this point, it's time for
in fact, his stuff, like the major organs, are alarmingly missing.
Stomach, livers.
Gone.
Yeah, like
Very
the main stuff. Yeah,
gone.
like the
Heart.
main. Yeah.
Brain.
Yeah, there's extra. No, brain's still there. Maybe.
Okay.
Eyes still there. Like with that horrified blank stare. Just frozen in time. Whatever happened to him, he didn't like it, and it's still frozen on his face.
Okay.
Okay.
Which means he was
Ladies want
this
to give me a hand with? Yeah, go ahead.
with what?
Like a proper investigation of the crime scene.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
time
yeah.
for a classical investigation.
So
Yeah, if you wanna help me out with that, that'd be great.
I think this falls into your paranormal investigation, so you may add your extra die. And I think
Do I use
what
a
I'm gonna,
Colt instead,
what's that?
or do I add the? Am I using a Colt instead of
I'm going to
investigation?
say you're going to use investigation, but you can add your paranormal bonus to the investigation for this very specific instance, because you've already kind of connected some dots, you know?
Investigation and what? Intelligence?
Intelligence, yeah. You're being thorough, so it's intelligence.
Do I want to try it again?
I ain't
Always
fucking
wanna
with
attempt
it.
these.
I ain't fucking with that.
Is there anything
This
I
is
can do
nerdy.
to assist?
I got a 3.
You can investigate. You can also do some generic.
I am head empty, no thoughts.
Okay, you can do some. Well, I mean, you're not okay. So you're not thinking. It's about the feels, man. That's what Auspex is all about. It's the feels. So you can.
Okay,
So
then
you
I'll
can-
use Auspex.
Yeah. So you can use your Auspex pool, 2 dice, plus, you know, we'll go with wits because you're kind of opening yourself up and you're trying to like kind of vibe check. There's something called like psychometry, where you're like, where you're like sort of like you're sort of looking for an object that has like a certain vibe or a feel to it. So you're kind of doing the vampire equivalent of psychometry right now. It's not to the level of a full blown discipline because there are full blown disciplines that do a very in depth version of this, but.
Would heightened senses help at all? Because I just did sense the unseen, but would heightened senses help?
I mean, it helps you in a bunch of situations. It's kind of assumed that you're using your heightened senses, and you're kind of using just this, again, your discipline itself. You're sort of opening yourself up to like the threads of auras and stuff. The way that's what Auspex is it's sort of a mastery of like auras and vibes, bro. So you're kind of opening yourself up to that. Like I said, it's. There are specific disciplines for actually like picking up an object and getting a premonition and stuff. So this is more of your investigation equivalent.
Yeah, I have 3.
Great.
3 as well. Rory, I heard
3.
you swear. I hope it was good.
Yeah, I got hungrier.
Yeah. What is that for you? 3 as well?
3, yeah.
We're definitely having to go somewhere afterwards, by the way.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah, I get you. But I got 4 successes.
Okay.
So many dice. So few successes.
Ashley, what did you get on yours? You got 3 as well? So we got 3, 3, 4? All right. So each of you are going to kind of get a little bit of something else. All right. I'm going to start with the Auspex one because I think it syncs up decently with kind of what you discover. So your sort of Auspex, again, it's like a mastery of like auras and reading, and it's vampire psychic abilities is what it is, really. And so you sort of open yourself up to the vibes and the feelings of this place, and it's assumed that your heightened senses and your sense the unseen are kind of working in tandem as you just sort of like walk around, maybe with your hand out, trying to sort of pick up on a vibe from something, right? And this is sort of your way of doing a psychic investigation. As I said, there's some specialized disciplines that would just boom, you do some stuff, but this is more in the investigation vein. This isn't, strictly using a discipline ability. So you're kind of investigating, you're walking around, you're opening your senses, and you walk over to one of the paintings on the wall, because there are some paintings too that sort of link some of these little cubicle display areas together, so that when you're traveling between them, you have some sort of linking art or whatever. Yes, you're holding a.
No. I was miming what my character was doing, going to the
Oh,
painting.
I'm sorry.
and
You were role
looking
playing,
at
and I
it.
ruined that crap. Yeah. So you walk up to this painting, and
It's okay. I'm waiting for the info.
you feel kind of compelled to just take this thing down. You know, like you. I mean, I don't think Sasha's the kind to really care about decorum anyway. With our short role playing together, so you just take it off the wall and you flip it over. Sort of, you got your artist mark on the front, and when you flip it over on the back, there is a crescent. Specifically, it is a waning crescent, burned into the wood of the frame, sort of just beneath where the artist's mark would be.
Is this okay? So last session when Rory was doing the scribble, is this familiar?
Oh yeah, yeah, because Rory, as I recall, actually tried to scribble the sigils. It's the second sigil.
Yeah,
There were 7 of them. This is the second sigil.
I will show.
Yeah, and you've got like classically like Rory's across the
so-
room. Yeah, Rory's across the room. You know, Ashley's like going through a desk. You know, and it's very classically you're all like sort of tossing the place. You know, and Saucer just flips this off the wall. Go ahead.
Just not even caring. She just says, like at the top of her lungs, "Rory, I think you should see this."
I'm investigating. Hold on a minute.
With that, I'll look at my notes here. You find an address.
Who finds an address?
Rory finds
Rory.
an address. It's like it's one of those like sort of classically like burn after reading type things, and you sort of like rifle and like you see like you know in like a trash cans or like there's like a back office kind of around the corner away from the gallery, and you've you know been going through some stuff and you've managed to make your way back there. And there's a desk and a trash can. You toss the desk and really nothing important or anything like that. But then you know you just sort of like you know pick up you know the telltale anyway you check in a trash can, there's you know like burnt paper in it, and you really more notice like the sort of type of legal print, and you look for the like the legal pad on the desk that it's from, and you do the classic like pencil technique to see the last thing written. Yep, and you get an address.
All right. I immediately Google the address.
You're immediately Googling the address as you're dismissing Sasha's
Yep.
findings across the room.
Yep.
Like, hang on, and you're like Googling it. It's actually a address that shows up on the docks. We'll come back to that in a moment. Yep.
Okay.
Like it's one of those. Like it's a building on the dock. Looks decent enough. Up for sale type thing. You know. You can look at like the Venmo of it or like the Google Maps, and yeah, it's building on the docks for sale. Well, building is generous. It's a house, you know, a classic brick building, you know, about the size of like a bar. You know, not extravagant, not like a mansion or anything like that.
Before it went up for sale, what was it? Was it a bar or?
Yeah, it was a bar. You know, it can be renovated for any number of things.
Yeah.
It's called the Overlook Tavern. Beautiful, you know, it boasts a beautiful view of Lake Michigan. And then Ashley.
Yes.
What you discover is like some downright Batmanian stuff, or Batwomanian stuff, or Oracle stuff. You sort of head into where like the like sort of staging area might be, a break room, locker room, whatever it is, sort of off in the back. A long time ago, it might have been, whatever, but they've sort of converted into a cafe. And you managed to find a backpack that you go through, and it becomes evident to you that this is Janet Wix's backpack. It's got some like it's got like a sketch pad in it, and you can see some of the like designs and layout, staging the art concept and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the distinct sense she left in a hurry or was taken. And that's where like the sort of Batman sense that you put together the evidence of like chairs toppled. You actually see like the back door, still ajar and busted a little bit, like on its hinge and so on and so forth.
Any notes on like a ritual?
You see within her sketch pad,
Mm-hmm.
not like identical to what Rory drew, but it's in that same vein, like that sort of frantic scrawlings, and you can see just the images as you get deeper into the sketch pad get more and more intense, more and more jagged. The paper starts to tear around where the implement was pressed too hard into the sketch pad, and those sketch pads are thick paper too. A high gauge paper. It's again, the images are different, but it's very reminiscent of Rory's. And you land on the final page, and it has a, pretension aside, Janet's actually a pretty decent artist. You sort of are able to take in. You almost get the sense that the fact that the display and stuff is so gaudy and like bad was kind of the like subversion, making fun of art like that, and like how that stuff gets displayed as opposed to like the stuff she thinks has more art and soul. And you're kind of able to kind of put that together. And at the very end, not at the very end, you see this sort of like faces and stuff like that. Nondescript. They don't really mean anything to you. These are the possessed scrawlings of somebody with an image burned in their mind, but they can't quite get it right until sort of like the last page where she's gotten down to the cardboard on the back of the sketch pad. And as the images became more frantic, they also, through repetition, began to come together, and you see this almost Mortician-esque or classic, like Undertaker, like in a Western style figure. Just outside the proportions of humanoid, the limbs, the arms are a little too long, the legs a little too stretched, the torso a little too thin, and the clothes almost like a mockery of humanity, with buttons and jagged positions, and where a face,
like Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender Man-esque. Yeah. And you get to the sort of where the face should be, and it's got it's got face proportions, stuff like that. But where the eyes should be, there's just scribbled out. It's like looking at a picture, like an actual picture where somebody's taken, like a X-Acto knife to it, or and just scratched over the eyes to be gone. And that has been captured in her sort of charcoal drawing here. And on the side it says, "Beware the Static Man."
Yeah, she's gonna take the whole backpack, sketchbook included, and go back to the main floor.
I think that's a decent place as Rory maybe finally pays attention to Sasha and you all can reconvene.
That's that. Yep.
Sasha showing you the sort of crescent burned at the back of the portrait. I think that's a decent place to take our intermission.
Please and thank you. I could eat for an hour.
Oh no.
All right, chat gang. We will be right back. And I don't know what my BRB screen is. I think it's still set up for my last charity event. So, oh no, I remember what it is. It's the cool one that I made after the last charity event. So enjoy that, everybody. We'll be back 5 to 10 minutes. See you shortly.
Give them music.
I will this time. I remember how to be a good streamer. But thank you. Thank you, seriously.
Let's put some gravy on it.
Well, this is some shit.
Right? Okay, I was totally wrong. It's not Lasombra. I mean, it could be
I
Lasombra.
mean, it still could be. And someone with some fuckery.
Still could be.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening here. Very head empty, no thoughts. Which is great. After nearly a year of playing a smart character, I don't like playing characters that are defined by their intelligence, but sometimes
Um, we should be back. Hey, we're back. Look at everything repopulate there. Alrighty. So you have sort of tossed the place. You've tossed the gallery. You've sort of begun to reconvene near the, back near the common area. I'd say you probably don't want to like hang out around the dead body. So you've maybe
the weird tethered reality. No thanks.
yeah. And you sort of like sharing your findings, I suppose. So.
Mhm. So
Well,
take
I
a look
found.
at this. I just point at the frame
Well,
to the
shit.
wall.
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, that's definitely familiar. Yeah. I got an address to an old bar on the docks.
And it
You-
looks like Janet either hightailed it out of here really fast or she was taken. But I have her sketchbook and everything that's in her backpack. So she might have been here whenever everything was
Let me
going
flip
down.
through that book real quick.
Yeah. Something about the static man on the last page. I don't think I know anything about that.
Beware the Is that something I've heard of? The Static Man?
Well,
Static man.
the interesting reference to the Thin Man was born in the Midwest, by the way. And so,
Everything was.
and ye old Scotty is where those two folks tried to stab their friend, and that was Waukesha, 20 minutes north of Milwaukee, where my stomping grounds are. So. Wisconsin pride, baby. Yeah. So, the Static Man. That doesn't ring familiar to you per se. I suppose you could roll an occult intelligence.
Parapsychology?
Can he add the fact that he hangs out with fucking those crazy people?
You can add the parapsychology die. Yeah, it's like the same thing, really.
Yeah, those crazy people, the conspiracy theorist guys.
5, 9, 2, 6, 9.
I believe in you.
Jeez. 2, 3, 4. 4. Or wait. Do skulls negate successes in this edition?
No, that's back in the day they did like botches and
Yeah.
stuff, but no,
Yeah.
you only
So then,
it only matters if you failed the check, then they come into factor. Which I really enjoy V5's like system through and through. Like they really clean. Great job. Hunger dice are amazing. All right, so it sounds familiar, like something thrown around on a few message boards, like amid some like cryptid talks of the Hodag and Mothman.
The Babadook.
Yeah, Babadooks and stuff like that. Chupacabras.
I thought you said the Obama Duke, and I was really confused.
Yes, the Obama Duke, because we're in Chicago.
Yeah. He that is where he was born, and then not born. That was where he was senator, and he dug up Abraham Lincoln's bones for his power to run for president. Yeah. So it's familiar to you, but with a lot of that stuff, it's like a lot of it's like what's called creepypasta, where it's usually written to be believable, and there's always somewhere like at a point where the hyperbole becomes obvious, or like there's a gag moment or joke moment, and then lays throughout, like some people will take an idea and run with it, and you're fairly certain this is one of those ones that like that people have kind of ran with, and tried to out creepypasta each other with it. Like, I saw the Static Man here, there, and yada yada yada.
is weird. I thought this one was bullshit, but maybe not.
You mean it's not? Huh.
It might not be. I mean, I've read about the Static Man, but it's very much a lot of internet embellishments and people who should just write a fucking novel instead of trying to ruin the field of parapsychology with their bullshit.
Sorry.
Trying to like find the actual stuff, and somebody's over here writing the fucking. It's a great fucking story. Don't get me wrong, but go publish that in the fiction section. You
The
fucks.
only thing
Anyway,
that
yeah.
I have a the only way I'm believing this is because all the drawings, if you go back and look at all the drawings, they kind of lead up to
They
this.
build. Yeah.
With Rory's educated eyes on this, regarding paranormal and Tremere bullshit, you recognize when you were doing some of your own auto writing, you recognize some of the telltale signs of auto writing, and you see a moment where a face begins to form similar to what you were writing before it seems to be hijacked, is the only way I can put it, and it starts to evolve a different way. Sort of inlaid almost in the white spaces of the art. Unintentionally, it's, we are prone to seeing patterns, as creatures who have evolved, and at some point, or as a kindred, you were once human, and humans evolved to essentially become a great predator themselves once upon a time before they met their match with kindred, and you can almost imagine a kindred's sort of pattern sense being enhanced to a point. You are, after all, a super predator, right? And so it's in these white spaces, you keep seeing these crescents until you don't anymore. Until it becomes Static Man.
Yeah, so it looks like she was basically doing what I was doing, and then somebody jumped on her signal and subverted it.
Yeah, maybe cross brain waves, or maybe it started. I mean, it's hard to say without having necessarily directly witnesses or even know them. She is a very good artist. I mean, you'd hate to think she fabricated this. By the time you get partway through it, it's clear that there's some intense, true emotion there. But how it progressed to there, was it? We've all seen the Babadook and stuff like that. Like, was it? It's hard to say, but you're convinced by the end of it. She's convinced something horrible is after her.
Well, this fucking mess in here is an indication something is. All right.
I mean, obviously there's shit going on, right?
Yeah. I suppose we should probably call this in to Annabelle.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I was
what
gonna
time
have
is it? I'm gonna like check my phone. What time?
You're probably cresting midnight about now, right? Like, you got an early start on the evening around 8 o'clock.
So
and
we have about 6 hours till sunrise, maybe.
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours if you want to be safe to get back to your place.
All right.
It is about then
I'm gonna call.
that I will have you all roll wits awareness.
Great.
And did you have something before everyone rolls wits awareness? Something you were going to say, Sasha?
Oh, I was just gonna say I could call it in. I have the lore sheet thing that lets me ask Annabelle for advice once per. What was it? Let me look it up. It's a whole thing. What was it? Let me double check it.
It feels appropriate to like
But like, there's that contact.
Guidance. Yeah, there is a contact point, so I can report that in if we need.
Okay.
Wire
Like,
dice.
I can call her up and then also.
Well, yeah, you're the
Yeah.
main connection.
Also-
That makes sense, but I don't know that we need to like pull that card for advice just yet.
No,
Okay. As you're,
but I think it would make sense that
what was,
I was the contact
yeah.
point for it.
Yeah, that's fair. What were the wits awareness checks?
I got 1 success.
4, 2, 4. Well, 2. 2. Been a minute, and vampires can essentially choose to breathe or not. It's just, this isn't rousing your blood for blush of life. You can just, older go ahead.
Big sigh.
Yeah. Yeah, like older vampires have pretty much stopped trying to breathe whatsoever, and yada yada yada. But I'd imagine younger vampires sort of go back and forth. Sometimes they forget. You don't need to breathe, so you forget, and you just don't.
Well, and if you want to talk, you got to have air movement.
Right. So like you kind of but party to that, like needing air movement and talk, you still have a sense of smell. Again, you're predators. And with a 2, it's a pretty, I like to think of vampires as having like, even without heightened senses, having a little bit better than the average bear in this sense. So you pick up a smell of burning distinctly, and it's faint or distant, but something's burning. With a 4, that ain't faint or distant. You see the sort of like, because it's got those big glass windows in the front. You see, like the shadows sort of wafting inside of a telltale sign. There be fire here somewhere in the building. Hell, there be fire surrounding it. And with your 4, you notice, we'll call her Miss 200, because I can't remember if you got her name or not. Like, kind of give a wink as she begins running
Serenity?
away. That wasn't Serenity. The mannequin, she was...
Oh, the victim in the building.
Bitch,
The person
what?
who dominated.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no. Oh, hell, I'm going after her ass.
I don't know what's going.
I think you just see Ashley, like, basically go through that and chase. Like,
Yeah. Like, I'm
Ashley
sure
is
Sam
anger
is just
running.
Can
pulling
I-
in,
I smell
and,
fire.
like,
We
there's
gotta
fire,
get out
get
of
the
here,
fuck
Sal.
out, and...
you
Yeah, we're coming. Let's
you
go.
would know there's fire, like quickly after this. It's really that, like, the awareness allows you to sort of preempt getting caught in it. That's why there was a roll. Like, you catch it at the sort of beginning of it prior to it becoming like, oh crap moment, right? You get a little bit extra time to, like, get out before you see them, and frenzy would become an issue. Okay. So, like,
Yeah, we out.
I need.
Like, how... Did she, like, blur out of existence, or did she just, like, walk away?
oh, she, like, gave a wink and then turned to run. She's decently quick. And I think I mentioned before, she's kind of got, like,
quicker.
she's got, like, a bit of a, like, that, like, not full supermodel, but model,
She's got
local
some
model build, right? Like, she, probably like like went to, one of the local colleges on some sort of, like, athletic scholarship, got into modeling, et cetera, and and she's pretty dang fast.
She's got some, like,
long strides, yeah.
Not as fast as me.
So she starts running, and I'm sorry, I need to recap what Rory and Sasha are doing. It was kind of a little muddled there for a second.
Yeah, I grabbed Sasha and started running. Like, we out. Let's go. Fire.
Yeah. And as Rory says fire, now the sort of smoke begins to make it to you. Like, it's the smoke is now filling up in the area. It's unmistakable, right? As the gallery is currently catching fire and beginning to burn down. Ashley's got a few steps on the rest of the coterie, because she two, about like 2 successes worth of
Seconds on
of,
y'all.
yeah, probably about like a 6 to 10 second lead, but in vampire speed, depending. Do you have celerity or something, or?
I have celerity, but I don't have rapid reflexes. I have cat's grace. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming I'm kind of like
the same thing as before. You can add the celerity to your dice pool.
I want to
Rather, you don't need to have a dice pool on this. You're going to catch up to this person.
Yeah.
But it's to sort of like reflect that you have celerity. You
Mm-hmm.
are that celerity die does impact your speed. You are faster than a human.
Yeah.
You're faster than kindred who don't have celerity. Not as fast as a kindred who has blink.
Yeah.
Which is a celerity 3, but all right. So you're out of there. And does anyone else in the coterie have celerity or no? Okay.
I have 1 dot.
1 dot.
I have 1 dot.
Uh,
I have
are
1
you
dot.
going to chase after Ashley, who's got like at this point maybe about like half a block's lead on you, and or are you gonna try to keep pace? Like,
I mean,
are you gonna leave Rory?
fair,
Are you gonna leave Rory in like
after what
in
happened?
the dust? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. To be fair.
I was just gonna say, to be fair, if Ashley gets in trouble, like she doesn't fight the same way. Rory can defend himself.
I will say
Fine.
this: I did call Sam to come to the door with the car, so I'm assuming Sam is.
Yeah, but
God damn it! Did I lose Sam 3?
Sam's
Did I lose Sam 3? Do I have to find a Sam 4?
Sam's your minion.
No, I wouldn't kill your minion off screen unless it was like built to,
Yeah.
No. Although you do lose your Lincoln. As you're closing the distance on this model turned arsonist, you see the Lincoln come out of like the alley and just smack and like just kind of folds into the hood of it, and Sam like 3 or whoever it is comes out. Oh my God! I killed her! Oh, boss! I didn't.
It's fine. Calm down.
Is
she dead?
She moves with a eerie, familiar speed as she quickly grabs Sam as she sort of lurches out of the hood of the car and quickly grabs Sam. Rory and
I'm not there,
Sasha.
so
No,
I can't.
Rory and Sasha sort of fill in behind you, sort of at a staggered, pace, and you see the scene.
What the fuck? That's the girl you just. What the fuck?
Can I intervene? That's Ashley's guy.
And I just a little artistic flair. The camera sort of like, it's got that nice little wide shot of like this sort of like triangle, as we like to form triangles in art. And we can see like the $200 bills sort of to the rear burning as they were used to set the fire.
This bitch.
Like that's in the foreground of the shot, and then the shot focuses on the party. Go ahead. You can say something.
Can I? Okay, wait. So this person has Sam, Ashley's minion. Cool. Person. Okay. Can I don't know if I want to do that. Can I intervene? Can I try to like roundhouse kick a bitch or do something to free Sam?
I was gonna say something before you roundhouse kick.
You
I wanted to be like,
okay,
Janet, are you Janet?
Oh, I thought you were talking to this poor bastard.
No,
I'm not Janet. I'm not that hack.
Well, who the fuck are you?
Exactly.
Can I
a concerned
can I do
citizen.
something at this point
that-
before she answers?
She'll get off a concerned citizen worried about the pest problem at a local art gallery.
I'm sure.
You have some distance between her and you to close if you want to roundhouse her, by the way. You have to run past Ashley and to her. Like, you're sort of, you've got the, like, alleyway.
No, but like if she starts to run and they're talking, she's going to stop before she roundhouse kicks, and she's going to do something. She is going to activate Daunt.
Well,
and just scare,
this is,
like,
I mean,
intimidate, scare, like.
All right. I think Ash, like, you can activate Daunt, but I think Ashley sort of has Ashley sort of has the, like, initial ability to do something, and then it concede to you just in sort of a proximity sense.
Okay.
Because she got the higher
Sure.
roll.
I'm not gonna roundhouse kick her.
You're out of range for roundhouse kick. You haven't.
I'm not gonna roundhouse kick her,
Once you
though.
get blink, you can blink roundhouse kick.
Oh, that's a sweet combo.
It explicitly
I'm going for
states-
unerring aim, though, so we'll see.
So you're an anarch.
Huh?
Hunter.
They're too fast to be a hunter.
I mean, she was quick. I said athletic. You were closing the distance until she got hit with a car. She's a little resilient to take a car and be standing.
Yeah. And hunters are just humans. Right?
Usually.
Yeah. So either somebody's ghoul.
Are you having this dialogue aloud in front of her?
Seems like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, it seems sort of a predicament. I can't outrun you, and you maybe don't want your friend here to have his neck snapped. I wouldn't squabble over.
That is the number
what I
3.
am.
So, I mean, it'll be a pain in the ass, but I don't really care.
I think this is a dramatically appropriate moment for the daunt to happen. Do you suppose?
Yeah.
Unless you were going to, like, rock some dominate or something.
I mean, I could,
I
but I feel like I did that last
mean,
time and it didn't fucking work.
It worked for a spell. It worked for a spell, which is why you had all the time to investigate. And then she's like, "What the hell?" And then she had to come back.
I mean,
She would have.
Okay,
You would have
so
just
here's
got
what we're
inside,
gonna
and
do.
then she would have set it on fire, and you wouldn't have gotten to investigate. So, like, it did work.
I think a daunt. Can we do like a daunt mesmerize type
Combo?
of combo?
Like a combo? I think so. Yeah.
Can we just break her?
Just
I wish I had
fucking-
potent. I could just punch the shit out of her.
I
that
think
way.
you're about to punch the shit out of her mind.
Okay,
right now.
different.
Huh?
Intimidation. Yeah. Okay. Add user's presence. I guess that's okay. Wait, how good is my intimidation?
That's a
Pretty
good question.
Fucking good. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so what
I'm
do we
going
need to
to-
roll
Yeah. So
to make this happen?
I keep getting off the disciplines page, and I have a physical
Charisma?
book behind me. So
Attack.
so presence has its dice pool. Dominate.
It just says system.
So you're rolling a rouse to
Add
activate
presence rating to
mesmerize.
any intimidation roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your presence rating is like however many.
No, it's free.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yours is free, and so you just add.
Oh,
Mine is
mesmerize.
not.
If you have presence of 1, you have
Nice.
1 die to your intimidation pool. If you have presence of 2, you have 2 dice. Kind of how we've been using other abilities, sort of nondescriptly. And then your intimidation would be like an intimidate, charisma or whatever it is.
Intimidation plus.
Why did that not open?
Okay, plus charisma.
Yeah. So
Hold on. What are we doing?
Yeah, you have the
here? 1, 2,
intimidation
3,
skill plus.
4,
I
5,
mean,
6,
you could also
7.
probably do manipulation, but I think it's really more like a force of will, charisma style thing.
Charisma and charisma
and
and what
intimidate.
for me?
then
Intimidate for me as well.
No, and then for your mesmerize, you are rolling a manipulation dominate,
Manipulation dominate.
and you have your rouse check.
Plus my 2. I failed. I'm at 4.
Oh no.
Okay, so here's the part where like
roused my blood and
Second episode.
you're
400.
one
Second
hunger
episode.
did not get
from the beast taking over here. And this person just threatened to kill Sam. So your
Great.
beast, which I'm trying to get more of a lilt down for your beast, a little bit
Yeah.
like, like a calm edge to it. And your beast is like, look, we've had a minute, but they're fucking with our property. Just drink this. Sorry, everyone. Bitch dry.
I've been lucky.
And then
It would have been bad if I got
what did you get on your
hungrier.
intimidate?
I'm doing okay.
So what is mine? Mine is manipulation.
Manipulation plus dominate. And you have this intense urge to tell her to come over here. You're just, I should just tell her to come over here. Just get her within range, just to have her. And you're not sure if it's your thought or the beast's. They're kind of blurring together right now. And then what did you get on your
That's
intimidate?
just 1. I just got 1.
4? Right on. I love how the camera looks a lot better over on the stream than it does for me. 4. What do you say with your intimidate? What do you do with your intimidate? You say anything? Is it a stink eye? Like
walk over. I walk over menacingly, and yeah, no, Tobias is still there. She's like, "Wanna try it? Wanna mess with him?" And she points at Sam.
I think the understanding.
You want to try it?
Okay. I cut you off.
can-
Continue. Yeah.
I can snap your neck faster. No, I was gonna say I can snap your neck faster than you can snap his. That's my intimidation.
Okay. She's considering it. Like she's like, maybe you could, but there's also this cold realization that Sam is disposable to that one over there who's giving her like this really
Hungry
weird look
eyes.
right now. Hungry eyes.
Yeah, hungry eyes for sure.
So what's your mesmerize? With a 1,
It's just 1
No.
altogether.
you win.
Just- Oh, fuck.
And your thoughts are blurred. Is it your thought? Is it the beast? You are hungry.
Yeah.
So hungry.
I want to drink her. Like, I want to, like, kill her. Obviously. I want to drain her. But I want to make sure that we take her and... I won't say torture. Question. Interrogate. Yeah.
Enhanced
You know,
interrogation.
Fallujah style.
Drink her into sleepies.
So
I could do that.
Sasha.
Yeah.
Sasha.
So
Sasha
what's
looks,
your...
Sasha looks at Ashley, just waiting.
So Sasha's closing the gap,
Yeah.
right? Like Sasha's getting within striking range. What's your
I am.
command?
Let him go.
All right. So she gets the twofer. This presence, which is one of the most aptly named disciplines, this aura of oppression is rolling off of Sasha, and it's almost a physical pressure on this arsonist, and she is frozen, sort of from the intimidate, the classic like you know, I'm about to get my ass kicked, but like cranked up to about 11 because intimidation goes to 11 when it's a vampire intimidating you with Daunt. And then through this cloud of pure primal fear, she hears a single voice say, "Let him go." And she releases Sam. Sam stumbles forward and falls on like his hands and his knees. Sasha, you've now closed the distance to be appropriately within roundhouse range should you choose to roll a brawl dexterity. I'm
roundhouse. I'm
Knock
gonna
her
attempt the
out.
roundhouse.
Don't kill
Kick
her
this
with the
bitch.
roundhouse.
Let's
Just
go.
knock her out.
all right.
Mama said knock you out.
I mean, I do have to wonder if I could actually kill her. I don't think I can. Just
If you,
unconscious, which is what we wanted.
this is a narrative game. If you want someone unconscious and you are sufficient, you roll sufficient, they will be unconscious instead of dead. I don't see any reason why
Okay.
Psych, you overrolled and you killed
Okay, you
her,
know what?
Yeah, I don't do that stuff. Yeah.
You know what? Let's do. I've been doing good with the rouse checks, so. Ha! I do not get hungrier, but I do get fightier. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I have the sorry, I'm not used to vampire dice. If I have this symbol twice, that's like a crit, right?
Yeah,
That's like
the
4
way it works though is
successes
you
in
need
one.
so when you get 2 of them, it becomes 4.
How does it work?
One of them alone is still just 1.
Okay.
2 of them becomes 4. It
Yeah.
took us a while to kind of.
No, this is the
figure it
first time. It's the first time.
Oh.
Yeah, so 2 of them
It's
become
the first
4.
time I've gotten 2 of them in one.
A single one is still 1, however. So it's 2 become 4.
Okay.
Hey, look, I'm gonna knock this bitch out with 7 successes.
Yeah. So you opt to knock
Or
her
I'm
out.
trying.
Yeah. No, you opt to knock her out unless there was like a messy critical, and then we'd have problems. Yeah. If it was a messy critical, I guess I immediately contradict myself. Like,
Oh, that's
players,
8 successes.
Yeah, players
Wait,
can
1, 2,
knock out.
3,
It's fine.
4,
but,
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. No, you roundhouse her. She goes down. Like just clean in the temple, and she goes down. Just crumples. It's not. Knocking somebody out isn't. She just becomes dead weight as soon as you hit the button. She goes down. There's a little bit of extra velocity, so I guess she like topples sideways, but.
Bounces off the car.
I love that visual.
Let's
Okay.
get her into the trunk
yeah.
area and
We have rope.
She was
Let's tie this bitch up so she doesn't get away.
When you kicked her, there was solid mass there. Like,
wait a minute. She got solid mass. What?
Yeah, like she went unconscious, like dead weight and so on and so forth. But when you kicked her, I'd imagine Sasha's roundhouse more than a few people in her day. Humans normally are a lot more wobbly and squishy.
We need to tie this bitch up.
This was
if we're keeping her around and I'm not shotgunning her head.
Yeah.
Tie her up.
Yeah, this was more reminiscent of kicking the heavy bag at like the local
dangerous
gym. Like just
That's
solid.
interesting. Okay.
Okay, so I get.
I'm sure we have tire chains.
I get.
We live in Chicago. We can just wrap some tire chains around her.
Sam.
Did she?
Sam, clambering to his feet. Tire chains are illegal in the city, so
I don't give a fuck. We take this car out of the city all the time.
But yeah, I have chains and rope.
Yeah.
And then you were saying, Rory.
Did she get kicked hard enough to bleed a little?
She's not bleeding. In fact, as vampires, You can normally sort of pick up on the blood of kine, right?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have that like familiar sort of like Ferris, musty scent. There's an odor
This is
of
weird.
blood, but it's like it smells more like the blood that's like in a carpet for a while than it does, the healthy vitae of a human dancing on the floor that you'd smelled earlier this evening.
All right.
The club.
I need to figure this out, and I'm gonna pull out like a little utility knife tool thing, and I'm gonna, like take her arm and make a little cut.
The arm, it's flesh, but your blade sort of it's a little resistant to it, as if like you can tell the skin's like a little more rubbery, a little tougher as you drag your blade through it, and the blood doesn't so much ooze as it does congeal. It's
Well, this is
far
fucking
more
weird.
viscous. It's
That's-
blood, but it's very viscous.
Like,
very...
is it
Like-
similar to the Inkies?
No,
Thin
no,
blood.
no, it's just really, it's like thick. It's like it's I don't want to say dead, but you're reminded of the toughness of a ghoul, but pushed a little further.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, little dab on the finger, dab on the tongue.
You're a Tremere, right?
Yep.
Thin
Roll
blood.
a blood sorcery intelligence.
All right. 2, 3.
Fucking
thin
thin
blood,
blood.
motherfucker. Fucking nuke this. Fucking nuke this bitch. I'll fucking stab her. I'll shotgun her.
Oh shit!
Mm.
6 dice, 6
Successful
success.
night for murder.
Nice.
This reminds you of that thing that Tremere totally don't do anymore, obviously, because the Camarilla forbid it. And Tremere
Gargoyles.
100% listen to the Camarilla. Yeah, it's a little reminiscent of a gargoyle. Not completely, but it is very reminiscent of one. Something like
fuck?
it, or like a blood, or like not a blood, like a homunculus or a gargoyle. It's not a gargoyle. You would know for certain on sight, but this is similar.
Close.
Eerie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. We're gonna give it a taste.
We using taste for blood or whatever.
Ew.
We are. Yep. Tasty, tasty, bloody blood.
Why you haven't had a girlfriend in 50 years? Keep putting weird shit in your
It's
mouth.
like Sam's struggling to get this like body tied up and put in the the big trunk, and like you got the arm and you're cutting it over and you're just running smack on
Because I
Rory
keep turning.
while
Yeah, 'cause I
while
keep turning you down.
Yeah, no.
while Ashley just sits in the corner like
Man.
essentially looking like she's having a nicotine fit, trying to
Oh my
avoid
God.
eating this thing.
Yeah.
2.
Or eating Sam. That's the thing. Is like I think one of the Sams died because she got too hungry.
I mean,
At
Speaking
least
of being hungry,
Probably Sam won.
wait.
Oh no, are
let's-
you at 4-2?
I might here. Hold on. Let's find out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I am not at 4.
Am I the only
I'm still at 3,
sane one
but
here?
4 dice, baby.
No.
Oh my gosh. It would
Here
be
we go.
bad if the bitch with the shotgun was at 4 hunger. I'm just saying,
She
it
would
would
be
be
dead.
extra bad.
Baby.
Yeah, no, this gargoyle
Oh,
would be like
shit.
murdered.
Oh no.
Finally back.
Okay. That is 2,
Bestial
4,
failure?
5, 6, 7 successes. Messy critical.
Ooh.
Okay, so a messy critical essentially in your beast is where the success comes in. Your beast comes out, and you cannot contain it. This is like like you use your potence and you just want to knock someone unconscious, but you get a messy critical. You punch their head off on accident, right? Like that's the sort of messy critical, or like you're you just want to like you're trying to like do some research or something like that, and like maybe you accidentally break the masquerade and you start celading around the room and frantically pulling books off the shelves. Like it's overt, and you're still at 3 hunger, which is particularly hungry, and you have just put a kind of gargoyle's blood in your mouth. You succeed on the ritual, but I think you do more than a dab. I think you start with a little bit, and then the beast takes over, and you can't help but
He
get a
took
little
a
more.
shot.
Okay? Does that feel appropriate?
He straight up took a
Yeah, seems
cocktail.
about right. Yeah,
Okay.
that little cut on the arm is now in my mouth, I think.
Yeah, I think, you go, and then you go in on the arm. Now, I also like having everyone's beast sort of have a like a persona or a stand. How would your beast sort of manifest physically, like in your character? Like, is it like for instance, like one of the beasts of a coterie member, their eyes turn completely blood red across, like unmistakably inhuman, right? Like, how does your beast sort of present itself physically? Is it your veins shimmer with like a blood ripple of magic? Do you do your eyes change color? Do you look more feral and haggard? How does your beast present itself in this moment? How is it that if somebody were walking past, they would have that sudden jarring realization that monsters are real looking at you? This isn't just some weird kinky shit in the back of a truck. Monsters are real, and there's one right now. The face, the mask shatters in this moment, and your coterie sees it.
Rory's eyes go black. His hair lifts, and all of the veins begin to glow, and they start glowing and in like arcane patterns.
Okay. Yeah, this is unmistakable and appropriate because you are activating your blood sorcery, so it's almost like you can't contain or hide the blood sorcery that you're casting and conjuring right now. So this is what happens. You're going to slake 1 blood, 1 hunger.
Yay.
But you're also going to need a willpower to stop yourself from continuing to drink more.
Please make it. Please
Bink.
make it.
And then I'll give you the results of
So, because I spent 1, I
Willpower
only
check.
roll 5 instead of 6.
Yeah, remaining.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Do I roll hunger dice in with this?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
No.
With willpower? No.
No, not really. Maybe you would, but I just don't see it being applicable for exactly this,
3.
Let's go.
You
Nice.
sort of tide or beat your hunger remain, and you're able to slake that one and come back to your senses, and we see these runes and the eyes recede, and the runes recede and the eyes get their color and definition back. With your taste the blood, there is the unmistakable potency of a vampire in there. It's not hers, obviously. Like you would know. Her blood's laced with this. This is old blood. And there's a malice in it. An unnatural malice. Doesn't taste anything or feel anything like that blood back in the gallery. And yet it's oddly sweet and addictive. If you hadn't regained your composure, you'd have drank this woman dry.
Yeah, no, I can't have that.
Can't interrogate a corpse. Well, at least
Hey.
you can't. Hakata can.
Fuck.
Ew.
Sorry. Lost
Hey.
it for a second there.
You okay?
Uh,
What are we doing? are we taking this bitch, turning her over to
She's
the authorities, the
We're
prince?
definitely
What do we
taking
do?
her at least to Annabelle.
she's tainted
Mm,
with
yeah.
something ancient, malignant.
Like an old vamp.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Can I get
Like how old they are.
how old? A taste of clan, maybe.
Yeah. So we're blurring that line between ROLE playing and ROLL playing. You know, like you wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily know blood potency as a thing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
To your character, it's like this tastes like 1,000-year-old blood, right? In game mechanics sense, you're talking blood potency 5 or above. Okay. I mean, this is elder level. This is
Yeah.
this is Ancilla, and an old
Yeah.
one at that.
Yeah.
So
is-
we
As far as
So we-
clan, is clan within the purview
we definitely
of?
turn.
I don't remember.
I didn't think it was, but let me double check.
Oh,
I
and
always
the
love giving more
taste?
information rather than less, to be honest. But
Okay, so
Amongst immortal, ghoul, super tasting also determines relative blood potency and thus likely generation band. So yeah, I guess what generation? That's a good.
that's
a
fifth. He said fifth generation.
fifth,
no, I said
Oof.
5 blood potency. You're looking at
Oh.
about a 7th gen,
seventh
Seventh.
gen.
7th
Still,
or 6th.
yeah. Critical Wind also reveals whether the subject has ever committed diablerie, and the generation within one of the vampire. If the user knows of the
Yeah, I already said. I already
Yeah.
gave you half of a critical success by saying 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 or 7, old blood, 5 or above in terms of blood potency.
Have they ever diablerized?
Well, you're not directly getting the
Sure.
person's blood,
Fair enough. Yeah.
but yes. There's this there's this like, as you put it, malignance. It's like, it's the kind of diablerie that don't go away, by the way. Even
Yeah.
when like you bond
You got
something
the
or
stank on
you
you.
use your blood in a ritual. This is it's a habitual. I mean, you call them blood
Diablerist.
leeches, right? Like, this is
Yeah.
a diablerist who's experienced. Maybe
Oh,
even
so they've like killed
What
several.
the fuck have we stumbled onto? This person, whoever did this to her, is old, 7th gen, serial diablerie.
This is
This is
fucking
a problem.
weird.
This is
Look, let's just get her to Annabelle.
yeah.
I don't know if you can call in some favors with your kind. Oh,
No, I
I'm
can't.
talking about you, Rory.
I can't. No, they don't like me.
Well, figured it was a shot.
Yeah.
The building's on fire still, right? The firefighters.
oh yeah,
haven't
it's and
shown
you
up.
can now you hear the distant sound of
yeah.
siren. You know?
Yeah. Hopefully the fucking ventru that was torn open is up in flames.
Yeah, the camera, like, we hear your conversation and like maybe the car doors closing, but the camera remains on that, like, the front window where like the gaudy art was, and the art's like kind of curling and burning, and Anders' body is being fully engulfed in flame, and whatever was holding him there, not the tear in reality, that's still there, like, but whatever parts of the ritual components that kept him maintained have loosened or burnt away, and therefore his body becomes ash.
Let's get going back to Annabelle.
Yeah.
She
think-
probably has
All right. So
I will give Annabelle the heads up of what we're coming in with, so that if she wanted to be more discreet about things, that she would know in advance what's going on.
take the back entrance, darling. The more discreet one. She's
Really
referring
discreet one.
there's essentially
Yeah.
like an underground, like, garage. She's telling you to use that. It's lightly concealed. It's not concealed as to be suspicious type thing, but it's like clearly separate from like the main parking garages in the area and stuff like that. Like private driveway type thing, security gate, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. You know,
It's even more concealed than the entrance she used earlier that night. Okay.
well, no, it's yeah. So
So
this is-
she will relay this information to Sam.
yeah, you're essentially instructed, and if you have any in character conversation to do, go ahead, and then I can narrate sort of the. Yeah, go ahead.
This is one of those cars that has like the double back seat, right, where you face each other.
Yeah.
I believe we established.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley
So
would be
Rory is
facing
sitting
the.
on the. Yeah, Rory's sitting with like his back to Sam, away from the woman, and like staring at the trunk where it would be behind the seat, looking a little haunted and guilty.
Ashley is definitely like, she's impatiently just like, we need to get this over with. I need to feed. I need to get the fuck out of this area
Hey,
type of situation.
didn't that look awesome? I wonder what a Diablerous blood tastes like. Come on, one of these seats would easily drop down. You could just
Fuck
a sample,
off.
just a sample.
Fuck
just a little.
off.
That looked like fun. Wasn't Rory having fun? Come on, you're fun.
He said it was like some sort of gargoyle. I'm not fucking with that.
Sasha, what are you doing in the sort of car ride back to?
Sasha doesn't do nervous, or at least not openly, but she does have Tobias kind of, because she's sitting facing the back, so Tobias is just kind of casually pointed in the direction of the trunk, not because she's going to shoot, but it's just her kind of like
Safety blanket. Yeah.
Hey, it's my it's my safety shotgun, my security shotgun. Okay,
Yeah, emotional
comfort
support shotgun.
It's my comfort shotgun.
Yeah.
Emotional support shotgun. But she is watching the trunk side to see if like there's movement or anything, or if this bitch pops, she's gonna like.
Yeah.
To add to that,
he's
since you're on the
being
same
alert.
side as me, like he's not touching you, but Rory's kind of like leaning slightly towards you, like he almost wants to lean on you, but isn't doing it.
I think is it those like separate captain seats, or is it like a full bench where there's like room? I'm trying to imagine this.
Ashley.
Ashley?
Is it
It's
like
more power.
can you scooch?
What do you mean?
Could she?
Like the seats,
No,
are they
like, is it
full
too-
like
you know
bench
how-
seats? Are they?
They're full
That's
bench
thin.
seats. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no like in between armrest or anything like that.
So what happens is it's one of those things where Sasha has this like expression where it's like, if you call any attention to it, I will deny it, but she will kind of casually, like without making eye contact with Rory or looking at him, just scooch over, having noticed the lean probably, and just scooch over closer. Yeah.
Does Ashley notice or acknowledge this, or is she too busy, like, trying to stay contained?
I didn't
She's
hear
probably
half
too
of it,
hungry.
but I'm gonna say she's just trying to stay contained.
Oh,
Yeah, because like
Yeah,
it kept
no,
cutting
it's
out.
just-
That's why I was like, I
it's just
don't know what's
Sasha.
going on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's just Sasha scooching over closer to Rory.
that's
Don't
fine.
worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. Sam,
Rory's
heard
having
all
a
She
that.
bad
doesn't care.
Sam pulls the vehicle as was instructed, sort of around to discreet driveway that goes into like a not uncommon underground private garage, usually for like the VIP, someone, if it's a hotel, they've got their like suite and they've got their own private driveway to get to it without having to deal with the peasants who park in the public garage, right? It's the same thing. It's just once you get inside, that's when where the hidden sort of bunker is. And you sort of do the thing where you're sort of driving and supposed to park, and then there's a slight sort of detour where you veer off. The hidden wall's already sort of like receded for you, per your expectations. Some of what was his name? The huge dude. What was his name? It was just like an initial or whatever.
Oh,
Bully.
BB. Yeah.
BB.
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 Yeah,
Butter
BB is
bee.
like kind of waiting there, arms crossed, and just sort of like stops the vehicle. Your suspicions on watching the trunk were correct because partway through the drive you start hearing like the rattling around and stuff, but the chains and the rope managed to hold. Sam, despite his poor driving skills, actually maybe did some time with mafia or something like that, and knows how to tie somebody up before he on his resume, you can almost imagine was a mafioso or something like that. Nothing. Go ahead.
Did some time with the mafia.
Yeah, he
Sa-
before he had to work his way up to vampire
Sasha
like
looks-
ghoul.
Yeah.
Sasha, sorry.
Sasha looks a little alarmed, but then she will kind of reach for like Rory's knee or something, trying to pat him like comfortingly while addressing Ashley. And she says, "Do you want me to just go talk to Annabelle real quick? I
So,
know you're having a
BB
time.
will
You don't have to go out there if you don't want to."
in his monosyllabic and or nonverbal way. He opens the trunk, sees the package he knew to expect. You see him just like one of these sort of like meat clubs, and the gargoyle, I guess we're calling it, stops moving. And then he walks over to you. Yeah, and Bell. And he sort of gestures to a staircase,
Oh, yeah.
sort of leading back
yeah.
into the club. And with his one great sort of digit, is able to point at all three of you at the same time. So it's not just you; it's all three of you. And Annabelle, he says, basically, like he gestures back at the trunk and himself, and you see in his eyes he speaks a complete sentence with just his eyes. Don't worry, I got this.
Thanks, BB.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, it looks like all of us or not none of us sort of situation. You guys gonna be okay?
I'm fine. Maybe I can convince Annabelle that I can grab one of the groupies.
So, you head upstairs. You come. Go ahead.
No, Sasha just tilts her head to the side. Okay. Sorry. I remember what happened last session.
So,
I don't mean that convince. I don't mean that convince.
So you come out of one of the champagne rooms, one of the VIP rooms, essentially. That's on the club
Things
floor.
happen in the champagne room.
It's true. But you come out of the one of the VIP rooms or whatever. That's decently secure like anything else, but the sort of secret entrance to like the basement is discreet, and nobody other than Kindred happened to ever use this one type thing. So when you come out into a packed club, and no one's any the wiser. You see Annabelle at her former post, and now being after midnight, the club is 3 times as full as when you came in. It is you don't see people dancing anymore. You see a like river of motion, just like bodies splashing off of each other like Wake on Rocks. It is barely controlled chaos with the music as the marionette, uh, you know, uh, puppeteer, right? You head up the stairs to speak to Annabelle. And right as you're about to sort of open your mouths to greet her, right as you're about to sort of begin to speak, right as her eyes meet yours, you all notice from one of the entrances, Anders walk in a clean, crisp ash gray suit. You think that's Anders.
The fuck? What the fuck?
Absolutely not. What the fuck?
Immediately Sasha turns to Rory like he's got an answer. That's her immediate reaction.
All right. So I haven't looked at the schedule. Just is next week Gen Con?
Explain this.
Yes, next week. Yeah.
All right. And is that also a day you need off?
Next week.
Because then I haven't wrote the schedule.
No, wait,
down yet,
hold on. What is happening next week? Next week?
We'll talk about the schedule offline.
Next week. Yeah, next week is good.
All right. So
It's the week after.
And you're okay with the 2/3 rule? Like if we have 2/3 of the party, we run type thing, or should we? Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
It-
I should only miss the first hour.
Okay. All right. In which case,
I should only miss the first hour.
okay. All right. I'll get the schedule hammered out this week. I'm sorry. Work has been a nightmare, and that's the one that pays the job, or pays the job. That's the one that pays the bills. So I have to, unfortunately, be beholden to it. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. Real quick, let's check in with our players here, figure out what they got going on, who they are, who they've been playing, and then yeah. So Shelly, how's it going? What's up? Second session in the books.
Fucking confused. I almost killed somebody.
Good confused or bad confused? That's important.
So confused. I'm just confused.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I've been Ashley Dame, the board socialite, Ventru. I'm also Shelly Von Miller. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Shelly Von Miller. I have a new video out on YouTube right now, sponsored by Chaosium, and it's about their Pendragon starter set. So if you like knights and shit, go look it up. And also subscribe, like not just here, but also like my YouTube, please.
Yeah, go do that.
Whatever.
Speaking of, I need when y'all get the chance, hit me up in our Discord here and get me links to all your relevant stuff and like a link tree if you got it, so I can put it in the down there part when I export this.
I posted.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. I posted a link in the Discord.
I saw yours. I don't think I have everybody's, but okay. Yeah. So
Okay, cool.
video nights are sweet. I agree. And yeah. Anne, how's it going? Clever segue here.
Hi.
My brain is
I do
sunburned
a lot
right
of
now.
stuff. Let's see if I can remember all the stuff I'm doing this week. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That is the day. But wait, I'm Anne. I played Sasha. I shotgunned some shit. I also roundhouse kicked a bitch as a bonus. That was not on my bingo card tonight. I got to roundhouse kick someone. Great. Thanks, Meth.
You're welcome.
Let's see. This week, what's happening this week? I am playing Power Rangers tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Spectrum TTRPG on Twitch. That's a thing. Wait, did I say 1 p.m.? I meant 2 p.m. Eastern Time. On Thursday, if I happen to wake up which is a big if. I will also be playing Everyday Heroes on the Spectrum TTRPG channel at 1 p.m. Eastern. If I wake up.
10.
Sorry, Michael. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up. And then Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern is the season finale of Fires of Sharn on Girls Run These Worlds Twitch channel, where I play an obnoxious little fairy who is also a spy, freshly graduated out of spy school. It's really fucking weird. Yeah, and then next week it's a full week with 2 D&D sessions on my channel. But yeah, I have a link. You can find all the things on my page. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll have links to stuff in the down there part. And I should probably make one of those fancy robot commands. I mean, most of my robot commands are to make my
Yeah,
chatbot
I can-
dance, because I really used my time wisely on that. And
I can. If you make me a mod, I can do those things for you, so you don't have to.
so
can help.
Incantabot is
I
asleep
have
right
time
now,
when you're
but
asleep.
so I'm such an old streamer that at the time, if you wanted to make a bot, you made a totally separate account with a clever name you wanted, and then you had to run an IRC client to operate it. So I had to actually program it on a text document for IRC. And so Incantabot is very old, an ancient space wizard robot that controls my chat. If I could figure out how to help you, I could, or you can just like send me the command, the text that you want me to put into it, and then I'll just copy paste it because that's the easiest. All right. And then finally, last but not least, Michael, how's it going, my friend?
Yes, I am Michael. I have been Rory Teague. You're now moderately haunted and guilt-ridden Tremere consensualist. He's having a time with that experience.
Oh, the guilt. Oh, yeah.
Heyo. But
Beast's gonna do what beasts do.
Y'all,
it's
so
gonna do
fun. That's great.
tomorrow at, more convenient for my brain, 11 a.m. Pacific. You'll find me on Street Samurai.
Good luck.
Spectrum TTRPG. And on Thursday, I will be running Everyday Heroes at 10 a.m. Pacific. And I definitely put a lot of thought and time into this adventure. Absolutely did.
You're a GM. I don't believe you.
I definitely am going to try to wake. I am definitely going to try to wake up for that.
Yeah.
My notes
I
for
wake up
tonight's
for that.
session were
They're not going to need a
Static
hacker
Man
for that.
and Evil Art. That's how we got.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You can also find me on the Transverse on YouTube, Vigilantes Union 13. There are an amount of episodes available. And next week, I will
So
be
many
at
episodes, they were
Gen Con, getting absolutely no sleep because I'm running 7 sessions of Total Recall.
Like, as in. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just.
To get into Gen Con for free, you used to
If
have to
you
do like
are
something like
at
6
Gen
hours or
Con-
something like that.
Yeah, I'm doing way more than that.
Yeah.
I know. It's a little it feels a little
If you
excessive.
are going to be at Gen Con, go
Yes.
find a Michael and hug him, and maybe buy him coffee on my behalf. Poor
Not
guy.
a bad idea, probably. I have very many 8 a.m. sessions, and I
But
am not a morning person.
well, wait, hold on. Clarification: 8 a.m. Eastern time isn't
8 a.m.
Gen Con on the
Central.
East?
Oh,
Indiana-
Central?
Yeah, Central
Indiana
is best
Central.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Only
okay,
'cause
my
it's the
bad.
time zone I'm in.
Well, that's still not Pacific time.
It is not, no.
It's
So on
still
top of
not
jet,
Pacific
on top
time.
of
I'm
jet
just
lag,
saying.
I have to get up early. So fuck me.
Enjoy that.
Specific.
No, Indy's
Yeah.
still actually.
Oh,
As somebody whose home is Milwaukee, and
I'll send you.
formerly we had Gen Con there. I say with pure humility that Indy has been a pretty great city for Gen Con. Yeah, they embrace it. Milwaukee has since come a lot around to the con life and the conventions we have there, but at the time, that city hated Gen Con, whereas Indy like totally embraces it. All the businesses get into it. It's actually pretty dope. And you got yourself a steak and shake you can hit up. All right, so thank you again for watching, enduring our antics. I'm still finding my footing again as a GM. I took a long while off. Everyone knows why if you're a regular. If not, follow me on Twitter. You'll find out. I can't keep any thought inside my head for any period of time. They all come out eventually. But yeah, I have been the magical Mr. Mephisto. This is.
This is.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it may not help, but I had a great time tonight.
No,
So
that helps.
I don't know if that's gonna make you feel any better.
No,
I got
it does in the immediate
some
sense.
art and roundhouse kick a bitch.
It does in the
You
immediate sense.
you made my day.
It's when I'm not around people and I'm like, well, were they just being nice to me? And I start to see all the flaws in the game. I'm like, this is what I could have done better. This is what I'll do better for next time. Yada yada. So in the immediate sense, it helps. So thank you very much. The goal is to facilitate fun and tell a story. Everything else is tertiary to those two things.
They're both happening.
Yeah, good. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Chat gang, remember, you ain't nothing to fuck with. Thank you all. Seeing some regulars come back, some new faces in chat. That was all really awesome. Just remember to drink your milk, pay your taxes, be excellent to each other, and we will catch you next week at the same vampire time, same vampire place. But also,
shout out to my friend Jill.
Yeah. But also Sunday, I'm starting my Arena World campaign with some of the cast from the former Endless Elegy season. So you'll recognize some old faces, but also some new faces because it's just a bunch of my college friends running a nostalgia game. So that will be, don't watch that. Just don't. just watch. Just watch the double VODs here. just watch. Just watch this show twice.
Just watch this coterie.
Yeah. All right. All right, chat gang. Remember, you're the show within the show. The reason we do this thing. We will catch you later.
Bye.
And I buried my outro screen. There it is.